Window Nation customers have been singing our praises for years. With fast, local service and a 96% customer satisfaction rating, the highest in the industry, it's no wonder. Here are real stories, real results from satisfied Window Nation customers.
I researched window companies for the last year to see what the average prices were and the quality of work. Window Nation nailed both.
Our Window Nation consultant, Daniel, was a 10 out of 10. They would not give up until they designed windows with safe, pure, and efficient material. Window Nation is amazing, legit, and affordable.
Window Nation's highly durable, energy-efficient, customizable windows are built to last a lifetime. Right now, get 4 windows free with every 4 you buy. Plus, no interest for 2 years. But hurry, this offer ends soon. Schedule a fast in-home free estimate now. Call 866-90-NATION or visit windownation.com. That's 866-90-NATION. 866-90-NATION.
Seven o'clock in St. Louis. You are listening to The Morning After, presented to you by Brown and Crouppen on 101 ESPN and on the TMASTL YouTube channel. Tim McKernan, Doug Vaughn, Martin Kilcoyne with you on the program. Come on in. The water is warm, and you can call in the Callier and Thompson phone lines at 314-974-0101. Text in to the Air Comfort Service. Text inbox 314-399-7646. And, of course, email in for our design, air, heating, and cooling email today, the morning after at InsideSTL.com, as it's week 2 of the $10,000 HVAC system email of the month competition. Doug, the incel from the other side of the couch, has 2 wins. Carlos Spicy winner with 1 win. Ali Vidinha, he is at 1 win. And Sharon, one of the many female listeners, is at 1 win. Week 2 this week. Next week is a 4-show week with the holiday on Monday. And then the final week of the competition. Oh, my goodness, 14 shows remaining to determine the win for the $10,000 HVAC system. Compete by sending your emails in the morning after at InsideSTL.com. Anything goes. The morning after at InsideSTL.com. Doug, this is a Sadie Hawkins for the ages. I mean, are you going to go with the Blues and a magical weekend out west? Are you going to go with the NFL playoffs? Some Jim Dandies up until last night in Foxborough as far as last-second competition. The college football playoff is set. Illinois beats the Hawkeyes yesterday. The Billikens beat LaSalle. Jackson will not allow us to talk about Missouri, Ole Miss, and free throws because you got to hit your free throws at Borch. Yeah. The Cardinals will play baseball in a couple months.
Is that the new slogan? That's the.
Where is everybody? Or is that the Blues?
That was the Blues.
Okay.
Joe want to know, where is everybody? Cardinals will play baseball.
If there's something, Jackson has the Golden Globe winners and clearing the deck for segment 10-1, so that's also in the Stiefel dossier. But now you got to make a decision. We're in the Healthcare Revolution 7 o'clock hour, and it's now time for you to announce what the lead is with a magical Sadie Hawkins for January 12th, 2026.
I think the biggest story right now to come out of the weekend is the dominance of Indiana. It's what they are doing is unprecedented. And I think that's the biggest takeaway that I have from the weekend.
All right.
The single thing that stands out that's not like everything else.
I actually wanted to sit back and watch the legend work. And I was curious to see what is the answer. And I kind of like it. Because we've opened this college football world up to more teams. It used to be written somewhere that only like Alabama or Ohio State could win. And now it's wide open. And you got this team that was a basketball school making not just winning, but dominating. I don't mind that, Doug. I don't mind at all. We're a week away. Should we get you ready? We're going to count you down, and we're going to get you ready.
I like that.
They beat Oregon by 34. They beat Alabama by 35. it looks like the All-American team playing against these other schools. The dominance is just unbelievable. Even when Alabama was rolling through everybody, I don't remember them winning this big.
You guys are the degenerate gamblers. I'm looking at Tim and Jackson.
That's right.
What was the money in August for Indiana to be the national champion?
On that, I legitimately don't know.
Yeah, I didn't expect it. But wouldn't it be interesting to go back and see?
I mean, they were a top 10 team when they won in Eugene back in October, but I recall walking out of Faurot Field, that was the same day Missouri lost to Alabama, and seeing the score that Indiana was beating Oregon and just being shocked, even though I think they were ranked 7th in the country at the time. That was the one where I bought in. But still, there's a difference between buying in and then seeing what they're doing. The comparison, and I like that it's considered kind of the standard. It's good to have that. You have some teams over the last however many years that you kind of cite when it comes to Major League Baseball. I think the team that's considered the best team in baseball over the last decade is actually the 2018 Red Sox, even though the Dodgers have been the dominant force. But as far as a one-season domination goes, you'll have some of these seasons that come along. The 2007 Patriots going undefeated, but then losing to the Giants in the Super Bowl. But in college football, I recall, by the way, the Blues losing to the 2002 Red Wings, and then you go back and you look at that roster and you go, oh my God. It was just up and down Hall of Famers. In college football, it's the 2019 LSU Tigers. Now, in part, it's because of who left that team to go into the NFL. Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson. They're the three featured ones. But it was also the manner with which they beat the hell out of the teams to get there. And that was the 4-team playoff era. They beat the living hell out of Oklahoma in the semifinals, and they beat the living hell out of Clemson to win the national championship. So that is now leading to comparisons to LSU, but more from a team standpoint, not a bunch of first-rounders standpoint.
Yeah, Indiana has 2 wins over Oregon. They've beaten Alabama. They've beaten Ohio State. They played Illinois when the Illini were ranked 9th, and they beat them 63-10. It's dominance like I don't recall in recent years in college football. In fact, nobody's gone undefeated for a long time. So I just think it's one of the most amazing things we've ever seen in college football.
Chairman says preseason Indiana was 100-1. Preseason odds, 100-1 to win the whole deal. So I guess a week from now, Joe Buck will be sitting in the nosebleeds. And Tommy Ackerman says he'll be there. So
Tommy Ackerman's going? He's Indiana?
Going.
Joe Buck, Indiana?
ESPN says tickets are as low as $3,058.
Oh, wow. The lowest I've seen, there are all kinds of articles on it. Mark Cuban posted a Twitter tweet last night looking to help out Indiana alums with tickets. I saw $3,795.
Oh, gosh.
And I saw Doug's favorite Luther Campbell tweeted out, don't call me, don't ask me, don't got tickets, leave me alone.
Were you hitting up Luther Campbell?
Yeah.
You know him as Luke Skywalker. What's your Mount Rushmore of Two-Light Crew song? Me So Horny, Mama Juanita, Spanish Fly. Watch this, Mama Juanita. Oi, oi.
Okay.
Spanish Fly. Pretty good.
All right.
Band in the USA. Is that 1990,
I don't
Martin?
know the years, Tim. I don't know.
There's a Tipper Gore thing. She's going to join us coming up.
Well, she'd be good.
Yeah.
That's not her. That's Cassidy. And I can't think of
Cookie.
That's Sassy Cassie. I can't think of a good fourth for Two Life Crew. We'll figure that out, though.
Okay.
By the time
Can we
Tipper
play
joins us.
some, or man, it's still a little dicey?
I think it is.
And he's a big fan of the U, Doug.
He is.
Doug, do you feel an allegiance to Miami because of your time down there?
Oh, not really. My allegiance is Mizzou.
But what in this particular game, I guess you're an Indiana guy at this point.
Yeah, I want to see them go all the way here.
Okay.
Yeah, Miami's had their moments.
Turns it
And they'll
back
have
on
more
you.
moments, I'm sure, but Indiana's never even come close to doing what they're doing now.
Indiana 7.5-point favorites and minus 320 on the money line. For the record, that means you would have to bet $320 to win $100 for Indiana and Miami. I suppose what I could say is this. Miami, I think, for those who watched that game against Ole Miss, you would, I think, including Ole Miss fans, ran into some Ole Miss fans, loyal listeners, as a matter of fact, ladies too, Doug, this
is
weekend.
that right?
Yeah.
No fooling.
And they are like, yeah, that the pass interference thing, but kind of recognize it's a Hail Mary situation. They were more like, we just didn't play well, and Miami outplayed Ole Miss, but the score probably wound up being a lot closer than it should have been. I think you had the perfect storm on the other side of things for the game that you said was our Sadie Hawkins lead, and that is Indiana played about as perfect of a game as possible, and Oregon had all kinds of debacles along the way. So, from that standpoint, Miami may be undervalued, and Indiana could be, although at this point I don't feel good about saying it, overvalued, considering they just beat the living hell out of Alabama and they beat the living hell out of Oregon. But from a perception standpoint, Miami should have won by more against Ole Miss, and Oregon contributed to the score against Indiana. With that said, Indiana's still winning that game by multiple scores, even if I think Oregon plays a good game.
Yeah. You take away the pick six on the first play, the fumble. Oregon fumbled about their own 3 or 4 yard line. Had a block punt inside the 10. Those 3 plays all led to 3 quick touchdowns.
Right.
But even you take those away, and Indiana still wins.
Doug, maybe the lead is just that football dominates this country.
Yeah.
It couldn't be any more fun.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's gathered around the old TV. The entertainment value. And Papers, you're younger. You like that association. But to rank them in terms of just getting you could go to a game, you could watch a game. Is basketball first over football?
Go
TV
to a
viewing?
game. Go to a game. Basketball. Watch on television. Football all
day long. And you think your age group, that's almost across the board?
Football for both. Either way. I was at a bar on Saturday night.
Oh, a cocktail lounge. What's speakeasy?
Dukes and Soulard.
Oh, this guy lives at Dukes. He's VIP.
It's a good spot.
You get upstairs, or you're on the A list?
I did. I went upstairs for a little bit.
What was the scene? What was the scene? Tell me what this. Because Doug and I have never experienced anything like this.
Yeah, just it's some more up-tempo vibes in terms of the music.
Oh, my.
Oh, you were rolling balls?
I wasn't personally, but, if one were to be, it'd probably be, feeling pretty good. The music was bumping a little bit.
Nice.
But the Bears-Packers game was on Saturday night. Blues game also playing at the same time. Everybody is staring directly at the televisions with the Bears and Packers games and going crazy during that. Obviously, a fantastic game, especially that fourth quarter. But all eyes fixed onto that, not really even looking at the Blues hockey game. So I think that was like a perfect underscore of what people in my age range are like. It's like NFL, college football is king. And I think the ratings would reflect that.
Mm-hmm. I gave up on the Packer-Bears game. I saw it was 21-3 Packers. I said, okay, I can move on, watch some other things. Packers have got this one.
You gave up. I live bet Chicago.
Oh,
did you really? What'd you get them at?
Plus 900.
Oh,
yeah. It was a big day.
Wow.
Got healthy on Saturday.
That's why you went to the upstairs place at Duke.
yeah.
That's
Once
right.
you were rolling in that cash.
That's right. That's right. Everyone look at me. Just hold that bet slip up in the air.
I have to be on it, and I'm in a variety. How many group chats are you in?
Too many.
Oh, no.
But the ones I love.
Doug, do you follow that? He's
The
in
ones
too
you
many
love.
of the ones he loves.
Like too many is what, 10 or 12?
Well, everyone makes a group chat for everything, It's like
I'm not in any group chat.
Yeah, it's
Well,
like
we have the TMA
I'm
one. I
not
mean,
in
it's a
any.
tiny one.
Counts.
Yeah, thank
It usually
you.
comes in at about 6:10 in the morning, and then it's quiet till about 6:10 the next day.
I texted the boys today that Chris Kerber had texted me around 6:15 that he is feeling under the weather, so he is not going to join us today. And then we got a new sponsor here on the program, Polos Plus. I don't think they're scheduled for a live read today, but a new sponsor. And they're giving us all some merchandise to order. So the TMA group chat counts, Doug.
Okay.
So you're
I
in
thought that was
one.
kind of a work thing, a necessary work thing. It wasn't just hey, we're all pals around here.
I consider a group of friends who happen to do a program.
yeah.
I thought we were coworkers.
No, it's a friend. It's a friend forward group chat.
Friend forward.
Doug seemed bothered. I was doing an interview with Ricky Prohl yesterday for Sports Final
Number
Tonight.
97.
And after the interview, we were talking for a little bit, or maybe it was, I forget now what's on air and what's off air. But we were talking about his former Rams, Holt and Falk and Bruce, all these guys. They have a big group chat. And he said, man, I don't understand. These guys, do they not have nothing to do? He goes, it goes all day. He goes, it's back and forth and back. I go, so not just during like a big football game, you'd want those guys chiming in. He said, like Dre Bly hits it like 6-7 times in a row. It's like he's actually kind of annoyed. And I said, I think you can mute the conversation if you need to.
The reason I bring up, I have all my group chats muted just because otherwise, but then you go back and enjoy the entertainment. But the reason I bring it up is I got the sense in multiple group chats that people were live betting the Bears. Now, Doug, full transparency, I was a little nicked up at Ice and Fuel.
What do you mean by that?
Get overserved.
I don't overserve, but I didn't have all my faculties about me relative to if I were sitting at my house. I think I would have live bet the Bears as well, honestly. So it's interesting that so many people bet something that was plus, and I did see that it was plus 900, plus 800, plus 900, debating what it was. So tip of the cap to you for firing the bet, Doug. I was a little nicked up.
Yeah, it was a little loose. You were a little loose.
That's the best time to throw money around.
Absolutely.
Wake up the next day and find out what you did, in fact, wager on. Kind of like buying a puppy at an auction.
Well, I knew that the Packers-Bears previous games, the Bears had scored like 54 combined points in the fourth quarter of their first two games. So it's like, that there's going to be a comeback. And I know Packer fans were feeling the same way. So, but when the Packers scored that touchdown at the end of the third or fourth quarter, go up 28-17, I was like, oh boy, here they go. But what are you going to do?
My godson, cousin Joe, is at the game. He lives in Chicago.
Oh, is that right?
And he's lived there for a little while. And he said, I don't have a team. I might as well. This is during the season. He got on board with the Bears. So he bit the bullet for him and his girlfriend, paid a premium amount just to get in the building, and then it's 21-3, and you're thinking, God, he just wasted all this money. And I texted him and said, I don't know, the Bears won this same game 3 weeks ago.
Yep.
And then he stayed to the bitter end, an epic win for the Bears. Good for cousin Joe and good for Papers.
Yeah, all my friends kind of did the same thing. If I bet the Bears, we were all in it together.
Oh, God, that makes it even fun. And you're in the upstairs bar at Duke's. You probably had ladies everywhere.
It was really fun.
Were you nicked up at all?
I was a little loose.
Oh, were you?
I was loose,
Do you still feel like your tolerance is a little low for a 27-year-old?
No, I just don't drink like that like crazy. I only really drink beer. And so, like, if I'm really going to get...
What about a nice port?
That's only after a really good meal. An expensive meal, I like to finish it off with some port, which kind of tastes like sweet NyQuil. Oh. And I would say that just drinking light beer, like you'd have to really get after it. Like some days on the golf course, I feel like I'm a little looser. Yeah. But that's because I'm really going after light beer. Unless I'm drinking actual liquor, I don't think I get that.
But what about when the Bears won and you knew you cashed in? Did you say, all right, everybody gather around and buy some drinks?
Buy some shots? No. That would be a good way to lose that money I just made.
But those are the bad decisions you make. When you win, you're on that high.
It's true. It's true.
Caleb Williams just turns it on in the fourth quarter.
He got sideways with Lil Weezy. You see that, Doug?
I like that.
No, I missed that.
I almost sent that to the group chat. I thought it might be inappropriate, so I just stayed away.
That throw he made on 4th and 8 to Roma Dunze.
Oh, how do you do, friends?
Oh my God! Like he's like doing the Jordan pose, throwing across his body and drops it right in the bucket with the season on the line. That's impressive stuff. Even if he wasn't all that incredible the whole game, when it mattered most, he stepped up.
Ben Johnson's post-game speech. Front page of ESPN.com. Doug, here is what the Bears head coach had to say after his, what did he spend, 3-4 minutes with Matt LaFleur at midfield?
Half a second, maybe?
Here is the head coach of the Bears.
I'd hit the right tracker.
Coming off of 2 losses, man. You go in the tournament off of 2 losses. You look up at halftime in this game, and it's 21-3. No panic. No panic. None of it built for pressure. That's you guys. Good, better, best. Never let it rest. Good gets better. Any better gets better. There's no 3. 1, 2, 3.
If you missed it, he said, F the Packers.
Yeah, no. And then he said, I effing hate those guys.
Yeah. And there's some history there. Ben Johnson was with the Lions, and I think LaFleur, the coach of the Packers, made some comment about, well, we'll just keep beating. And LaFleur's not controversial, but he made some comment that...
I think it was Ben Johnson who made the comment. I think it was Ben Johnson who said, I've really enjoyed beating the Packers twice when I was with the Lions. I want to keep doing that.
Okay, then maybe LaFleur responded in some fashion.
I think LaFleur, after they won the first game, the Packers won the first game, was quick with the handshake.
Okay.
I think he was also quick with the handshake.
But if anybody's... it doesn't bother me. However, I suspect today Ben Johnson will have a press conference and he'll say, like, hey, if I've offended... I think he'll...
You think so?
Just a little bit, although I believe the Bears tweeted it out, didn't they? Didn't they send out
That
the
video?
I believe.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
I don't think so.
You don't think he'll?
I don't.
Because of his nature. I'm not saying a full-blown apology. I'm not saying he should. I just, in this climate, I'll bet you he'll say something like, hey, I know I got a little carried away, but hey, we're having fun around here. I think he'll reference it.
Dickie V didn't like it. He called it classless.
Dick Vitale?
Yeah.
How did he get into the mix?
He was tweeting about it.
Oh, really?
You were wondering what Vitale thought of the Bears postgame?
Dickie V is such a great Twitter follow.
He's often not offended, but like disappointed in behavior.
You're right, Mark.
I've referenced it before, but sometimes he has like scheduled like advertisement tweets. So he'll be in some hot tirade, and then out of nowhere, some scheduled like commercial for Tums will come up
In the middle of his own
in his tweets that clearly he didn't tweet.
I don't mind that. You gotta make a buck off your hot take.
So like in between him like yelling at American Airlines is.
I'm so sick of Matt LaFleur's Lime beard. That's what that's called. That's a Lime beard.
I don't know what it would be.
Jackson, is that what they call it? It's Eric
Let
in
me
the
take a
Central
look.
West
I don't
End.
really know what a Lime beard would be.
Well, I'm not sure that there's an actual written definition. It's sort of an
It's
understanding.
kinda, once you see it, you know it. It's like a chin strap that goes into a goatee. I can't really speak on facial hair. I'll just say that.
How's that mustache? You get rid
Shaved.
of it? Gone.
Oh, you got rid of it.
Gone.
Why is that?
R.I.P. It wasn't working.
Did you shave it before Dukes? Or did things not go well at Dukes for you? You go, you know what it's
No,
gotta
I
be
shaved it
mustache.
before. And then I like shaved it, and then I saw like my family the next day, and no one noticed until like the end of. It was my brother's birthday yesterday. Happy birthday, Jess! And I shaved it, and like at the end, they're like, "Did you shave your mustache?" I was like, "Damn it! I thought it'd be the first thing people saw." So
Maybe you could have offered that to some girl at Duke's. Some pretty girl said, hey, I just won my big bet. I'd like to celebrate. Why don't you shave my mustache for me?
That's
and then just wait for the mace, or should I do it to myself?
Wait. The name of this segment now is Wait for the Mace.
Because of the game tonight between the Steelers and Texans, the AFC is not certain, and therefore the schedule is not certain. The Patriots will take on one of the the Steelers or Texans. Meanwhile, Broncos and Bills on that side of the bracket, but they haven't announced the schedule because they want to see who everybody's playing. But on the NFC side, it is officially set up, and that is the Seahawks and 49ers playing yet again, and the Bears and the Rams. So, Jackson, you announced before the season that you were adopting the Bears, and now many in St. Louis, celebrating the 10th anniversary of the Rams moving from St. Louis, will get on board and cheer for the Bears this coming weekend. For the record, the dates have been set on the games. Buffalo and Denver and San Francisco and Seattle will be on Saturday, and L.A. and Chicago and whoever plays at New England will be on Sunday.
I think you got to put Bears-Rams Sunday night, don't you? The Sunday night game?
That, to me, is the most glamorous
Because New England
matchup.
is on Sunday, and they were just on Sunday Night Football. So I would think you're looking at...
I mean, New England and Pittsburgh, New England and Houston are not nearly as glamorous.
But, I mean, if you're NBC, you just had New England on Sunday night.
Yeah,
so I think
NBC's got to be delighted by that.
Right, but I'm saying give them-
and they get markets 2 and 3.
Oh.
And you got the heritage brands there. Yeah, absolutely. I'm looking forward to seeing Josh Allen play in Denver. He got his first road postseason win yesterday.
Did you see the quarterback sneak?
The 10-yard quarterback.
Yeah, one of the
I was
linemen picked
posted
him
up
up.
at Fenton Barn Grill. How do you do? Yep. I was watching it there, and there was an audible, you got to be kidding me.
They literally picked him up and carried him.
His I don't think his legs were touching the ground, were they? His feet?
Not for like the last 5 or 6 yards.
Yeah.
And I guess the Bills and McDermott were among those who were really anti-tush-push. But I guess if it's allowed, you do it. That was a great game as well. Jags answered. Niners-Eagles, back and forth. I mean, you're going to see it. It's probably 30 million people watching these games. It's just almost written that in the fourth quarter, even if it's kind of a lame game, by the fourth quarter, here we go. Back forth, back forth.
But the thing is, last year's wild card weekend, 5 of the 6 games were blowouts, and then this weekend you only had one that, and I don't know you would call it a blowout. I don't really feel like the Chargers were ever really in that game. But Drake May himself said he didn't play well. Justin Herbert said he didn't play well. So everybody's saying they didn't play well. But the other games were outstanding, and that went against what took place with the previous year. For the record, we're getting a bunch of texts saying there is not Sunday Night Football next week, Martin. I don't know if...
Oh, okay. I thought there was a late game. There's like a 5:30 game. I guess it could be on CBS.
Hell, I don't know.
Mike Tirico signed off last night by saying, and we'll see you next week from somewhere.
Maybe it's the Sunday night, or maybe it's the Saturday night game that NBC has.
Okay.
I don't know. But that's going to be looking like it's going to be San Francisco and Seattle. Boy, if San Francisco can continue to win as beat up as they are, they're 7-point dogs in that one, for the record. Buffalo is a favorite. Denver, does that surprise you, Doug? You've been high on the Broncos, and I know John Vaughn loves the Broncos.
Yeah.
Buffalo's -1.5 at Denver.
That would surprise me because Denver's been as good as anybody in the league all year.
And they're at home.
Definitely tough at home. Got that defense. You figure he's always going to be there, even if the quarterback's not on his game for some reason. I would think Denver would win that game.
I don't know. I just don't trust Denver, but I could get on a Bills run here. Wouldn't mind seeing the Bills make a little run.
Guys, it's just such a shame we don't have a team anymore. The league's so damn entertaining. It's from the 636, Doug.
Well, that's true.
It's got the Battlehawks.
Hard to argue with that. Hard to argue with both. Well, yes, we do have the Battlehawks, and yes, it is disappointing and deflating that we don't have a team to be in the party. And the Rams,
especially with our Chiefs not being in it, Doug, is it hard for you to watch the playoffs at all? With the Chiefs not being in it?
No, the Chiefs don't matter, but
what?
The Rams have been a really entertaining team over the last several years now. Really entertaining.
If you're not in St. Louis, congratulations.
They got the game tonight.
That's
Pittsburgh.
Right. Steelers, Texans tonight, and then the schedule will officially be set, but that'll be glorious with Saturday, Buffalo and Denver, Seattle and San Francisco. Sunday, New England in the winner of tonight's game, and the Bears and Rams. And then Monday night, the college football season will come to a conclusion with the Miami Hurricanes in their own building taking on the Indiana Hoosiers. 3 straight days of how do you do? And
well, I'm fine. I don't think being in their building is going to help Miami much. I would look for Indiana to crunch them just like they're crunching everybody else.
Don't give up.
Well, I'm not giving up. I want to see Indiana win. And I think they will. I think they'll win rather easily.
Hey, Doug, don't get your dauber down. We do have a team. It was the Chiefs until they started losing, and now it's the Bears. Come on, man. That's from the X and espresso.
I can't get into the Bears. I can get into the Chiefs a little bit. Certainly not the Bears.
One of the news producers, the Two Fox, came up to me last week and said, hey, I was listening to Cam Wax, and one of the guys on there said, Fox always shows the Packers because Martin likes them. And I said, I need to find out who said that because let's workshop that a little bit. Has nothing to do with ratings or revenue. I go knock on the big boss Kurt's door and I just say, hey, I wouldn't mind seeing the Packers game this weekend. And then that's it? That's how it's done?
It's wrong of me, but I really enjoy when people who watch Fox 2 get mad at specifically you about stuff that is totally out of your control.
Do they ever ask
really
you
makes me happy.
Do they ever ask you which game you think would be better?
No, there are times when they'll try and opt out of a game. You can't do it every week, but if there's no real obvious game of the week, the Burkhardt-Brady game, there are times when it's just not obvious for our market. And research will show that Packers and Bears do well in this market, which makes sense. You know, the Bears are somewhat nearby. The Packers are historical. I mean, we show their preseason games because people watch. But no, I do not single-handedly get to decide. No. I kind of like the Packers. Just show them this week. Now, if Timmy wants to see the Packers, that's different.
That's a different situation. My father calls it.
Before the Rams moved, every now and then our program department would come into the sports office and say, which games do you think we ought to show?
Yeah.
And we said, we'll put our input, but don't you ever tell anyone that this is happening because our phones will ring nonstop off the hook. We don't want anyone to know that we might have some input as to what game you get.
They're talking it over in the Michelob Ultra YouTube chat. 200 friends have already gathered in there here on a Monday morning in which the Sadie Hawkins was up for snatch grabs. Doug went with the Indiana Hoosiers, beating the hell out of the Oregon Ducks en route to, no matter what, to date, the most impressive resume I have seen from a college football team that has gone undefeated, and that could culminate a week from tonight. They're certainly expected to win, as they are minus 320 on the money line and a 7.5-point favorite. And, of course, the NFL playoffs, which tens of millions of people around the country watched. The Blues did lock in Philip Broberg in the 90 seconds into his first shift. He got hurt, so that worked. And then Braden Shen. Doug, did he deliver some jurisprudence to Mark Stone?
I put him on his dance card.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Then the Blues lost to VGK. We'll talk about that. There is a new college football playoff expansion plan. Heather Dinich of ESPN with that story late last night. 2 proposals on the table. We will have that for you. The NHL trade, athletic rankings. A lot of friends locally are listed in the top 25, Doug, of players expected to move here over the next couple of months. You'll recognize a lot of the names. As they may or may not be involved in the games against the Hurricanes and Lightning here locally. All of that to come. Chris Kerber, though, he will not be with us. Texted earlier before the program that he is feeling ill, so he will not be with us today. Gabe DeArmond will be with us. We are not allowed to talk about the Missouri Ole Miss game, though, so we'll have to...
Not until Gabe. Not until 9 o'clock.
Oh, we can talk about it.
Embargo until 9. Yep.
We can talk about it with Gabe. Then we have the Design Air Heating and Cooling email of the day. That's coming up at 9:45. And $10,000 prize on the line for the winner of the Design Air Heating and Cooling email of the month. Send yours in. There's only one person who has won twice, so this thing is still up for snatch grabs. The morning after at InsideSTL.com. Chairman Kurt, you are the one who filters these things. For those who are thinking about emailing in, what guidelines would you give them to get through your filter?
I think most importantly is steer clear of any thing that might get this show removed from the airwaves. Yeah. I think that's first and foremost. And just try to pack a punch with some brevity to it. Hit the hole.
Pack a punch with brevity. I like that.
Okay, yeah, I like that too.
You don't have to go on for paragraphs to get your point across.
Yeah, let's run the ball north and south here.
North and south, and also how about little originality? Everybody seems to kind of mirror the others with their innuendo and homoerotic. Give me something different. Mix it up a little bit.
What are you looking for, Doug?
Well, I think brevity also. It'd be nice if you sent in 2, 3, 4 sentences and not 2 or 3 or 4 paragraphs. So just so we can get more in and so it moves a little quicker.
Yeah. Ladies to the front.
Well, there aren't any of those.
Amen.
As far as we know, there are none.
Sharon already won one.
Not Sharon and Clayton.
No,
Sharon
different
D.
Sharon D.
And
That's correct. Design Air's online at designairservice.com. That's Seth Goldcamp. And Martin's a client, Doug's a client, I'm a client. Design Air Heating and Cooling. Longest running sponsor on TMA and sponsor of the greatest promotion in TMA history. Design Air Heating and Cooling. Online at designairservice.com. If you run into any issues with your HVAC system, it's real simple. Go to designairservice.com. You're not going to get upsold. They're going to take care of it. They're going to move on, and they're going to earn your business for the long run by knowing that you can count on them to be there, fix it, and move on. It's Design Air Heating and Cooling online at designairservice.com. The program's called The Morning After. It's presented to you by Brown and Crouppen on 101 ESPN and the TMA STL YouTube channel. Bazzori, and free throws. Papers, I'm glad you were able to pick yourself up after that and continue to enjoy libations at the upstairs bar.
The way I was able to rationalize it, Tim, was if you told me that Missouri would be 2-1 in the SEC following that loss to Illinois, I'd be pretty excited, especially if those 2 wins were against Florida and Kentucky. Mm-hmm. So like Gabe said with us on Friday, go 1-1 every week and you're probably in the tournament. So they lost one that they probably should have won. They'll have to make it up with one that they might be favored underdogs in. That's just how it goes.
This is how a guy gets through a Saturday night and then winds up rallying with a live bet on the Bears at halftime and then has ladies all over him at the upstairs bar, Dukes.
But Ole Miss was barely a 500 team even through the preseason. To the the non-conference schedule. That's not a great team that they lost to.
It's not a good team. Probably one of, if not the worst team in the SEC. But it's hard to win on the road. And like I said, you'll have to make it up somewhere else. They'll be all right.
Look at this guy.
Gosh.
It's frustrating with free throws, but that's on the players. You can get mad at Dennis Gates all you want.
Not mad at Dennis Gates.
D1 players have to be able to make free throws, and you can practice it all day in practice, but if you can't make them, you can't make them. So that's
even
on them. January, the importance is still heavy, but not like it is in March.
Okay.
And most of all, April. If you're lucky
for the record, Ole Miss is 69th in the Ken Palm ratings. Mississippi State 72nd. To give you some context, Bazzori is currently 57th. The Billikens, after beating LaSalle, and what a facility they have, the Billikens are now 34th in the Ken Palm, and Illinois is up to 7th after. I mean, that's an impressive win. They were dominating that game. It got a little close toward the end yesterday, but to win in Iowa like that, Illinois ranked 16th going in, Iowa ranked 19th going in. That's a damn good win. Illinois, man, I'm telling you, 7th in the Ken Palm. If you're looking for a futures play, Doug gave you Miami, the Hurricanes, a futures play. You're not going to get the same value on Illinois, but that's a team.
They're built for March, man.
I'm telling you.
And I love the fact arguably now their best player is a true freshman that they recruited out of high school. Like, that still exists. You can get a true recruit that can come in, and I think he was like a 3-star. Like, Minnesota was in on him, and he was not a big-time recruit, this Keaton Wagler. And most nights, he's now their leading scorer. A true freshman. He's not a portal guy. An actual Jackson, you're still allowed to get a recruit from high school, bring them to your campus, and play them.
Ask BYU.
Doug, ask BYU. That's the title of this segment. Would you like to ask BYU? Call in 314-974-0101. We are taking your phone calls here. Mondays are always for phone calls. 314-974-0101. You can talk it over in the Michelob Ultra YouTube chat. That's youtube.com/TMASTL. 224 friends are in there. Michelob Ultra, 95 calories, 2.6 grams of carbohydrates. And, of course, you're welcome to text in at 314-399-9646. Air Comfort Service sponsor the text inbox. Doug, Orlando from Orlando is on the Callion Thompson phone lines. Okay. Orlando, good morning. You are on with Doug Vaughn on 101 ESPN.
Hello, Orlando.
Hey, good morning, guys. It's Nick in Florida. I've been a long-time listener for the last 10 years, but a first-time caller.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Yeah. Well, I don't know. Jackson's probably the only account that knows this on Twitter called Trilly Donovan. He's a college basketball insider. Mm-hmm. Sorry, my dog's pulling me on the walk here. But he had a great article yesterday for anyone that wants to read it about Josh Ertz being the kind of belle of the ball when it comes to college basketball openings next year or this year. So I'm not saying he's going to leave SLU, but this guy's pretty connected. So I would say his name is going to be at the top of a lot of openings. So just as a heads up, it's a really good piece.
Do you think the Missouri Board of Curators should meet today and get a new deal done?
Drinkwitz will get more money.
Drinkwitz will get, because they heard shirts might be leaving. Did you say your name was Nick in Orlando? Because we thought you were Orlando in Orlando, which would be interesting.
Well, my text name is Rolando from Orlando, but my first name is Nick. But I really, my dad's from St. Louis and my mom's from Chicago and area. So I listened to your guys' show for probably the last 12 years or so.
Oh, look at this guy. And where are you from, son?
I'm born and raised in the city beautiful of Orlando.
Oh, how about that?
I'm a native Floridian. So.
Yeah, you like that?
No, don't say city beautiful.
I like that a lot.
Okay.
He might be getting himself.
Don't talk to me that way.
All right. Cut that off.
Are you? But you're not a Billiken alum, are you?
No. I just listened into the show. I really like Josh Schertz a lot. I did a great job at Indiana State, and I'm a Florida Gator fan. So I've just been a big college sports fan in general, and I've been impressed with him. And he comes across like a great guy, but I just wonder how long they can keep him in at SLU, because I think there's going to be a lot of power programs that go after him. So,
like which ones?
Well, if on the article, if you look at it,
I got it right in front of me. Nick from Orlando. Bobby Hurley is at Arizona State, Doug, and he is on the hot seat per Trilly Donovan. Earl Grant at Boston College, Wes Miller at Cincinnati, Matt McMahon at LSU, Jeff Capel at Pittsburgh, and Red Autry, Doug, and that's Gene Autry, who had Spurs.
That jingle, jangle, jingle, ga, 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 as I go riding merrily along. Ga, 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 ga.
Yep.
Nick's now regretting the call.
No. I would say watch out. I would say Oregon, Kansas, because I think Altman and Bill Self. I think Bill Self actually retire after this year.
Is that right?
I could see it.
Is that right, Jackson?
I could see it.
There's a lot of rumors going around. I have a couple buddies that work up in the UF athletic department. There's some people surprised he didn't retire last year, but his empire in Lawrence is kind of crumbling because everyone can pay players now. So I don't know. I think Schertz and I would even be surprised to see honestly even my guy Todd Golden, get a call from Kansas or something like that, and then if UF opened up, Schertz maybe get him the call. So anyway, it's a good piece. Not saying he'll leave, but it's an insightful read for any college basketball fan out there.
Yeah, I have it up in front of me. Thank you for bringing it to our attention, and thanks for being a loyal listener, man. Appreciate it.
You got it, Tim. I appreciate you guys a ton, and keep on the great work, all of you guys.
Thanks, brother.
Well, thank you,
he
Nick.
also lists Damon Stoudemire at Georgia Tech, Jerome Tang at Kansas State, former Billiken assistant Porter Mosier at Oklahoma, former Missouri Tiger Kim English at Providence, and a few other names. But, there is an expectation that there could be a lot of changes in college basketball following this season. My theory is that Dr. Chaffetz will do whatever he can to keep him here. And Josh Schertz, for those who, such as Nick, heard him on our show telling his story, he didn't even want to leave Lincoln in Tennessee to go to Indiana State, and then had to kind of be encouraged by Lincoln to go, hey, you've got to spread your wings here. And that's why he took the interview. I think he said he was turning around as he approached Terre Haute because he didn't want to leave. He was comfortable. So I'm not sure on that. At the same time, going from, and I use the comparison with Schertz with Pinkel and going, I just don't think he's a guy who wants to leave. I think we would all agree Missouri at that time in the Big 12, a different situation than St. Louis University in the A-10. Now, St. Louis University can eventually get to the Big East, might change the game. Josh Schertz could be the one that plays the biggest role in getting him there. But I'm just not as sure as I would be with somebody who doesn't have his personality traits.
Right, you're around these guys, you can usually tell they're looking to leave, or they can't wait for that next, or they can't wait to plant a seed that, my name's on a list somewhere. Like, he's just not that guy. But in some of those jobs you mentioned, probably would pay more, better conference, but some of them aren't that exciting. But if you had a really, really great run and you're having this Billiken team in the postseason with a gaudy record, you're going to get some calls. There's no doubt about it.
Especially as we've talked about with the scheduling thing that goes on with the mid-majors. If that is to continue, I can see coaches at mid-majors getting really frustrated.
Yes.
And if the big jobs come open, maybe it's not what they would ideally love, but it's a chance to get away from the scheduling issue.
So, for example, if Illinois blows that big lead yesterday, and they were up big, and to Iowa's credit, they came back, and then Illinois was able to hold them off for what was another good win for the Illini, it kind of doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Now, Illinois is at a different level. They're 7th in the Ken Pom. They're a legitimate national championship contender. Missouri losing against Ole Miss. Jackson, huge Missouri basketball fan here, not despondent over it because they beat Florida and they beat Kentucky in the same week. But for Josh Schertz, if they lose to VCU on Wednesday night, the season is on thin ice.
Yeah.
One game, and it's because of the scheduling situation. So that's why I say it's not apples to apples. He goes to any of those jobs that I list, and he's going to be able to pick who they play in the non-conference, much less have much more latitude in the conference where you're not playing one game that could determine the whole thing in the month of January, or some random tournament in Palm Springs where you lose on a fluke play to Stanford. In addition to what would potentially be significant compensation and NIL. I don't know, so those two factors.
So if he leaves, he would be Robin Williams and Chris May would be Matt Damon, and he would be saying, it's not your fault, like I have no choice.
Good Will Hunting, Doug,
right.
1987.
Does that work, Doug?
Okay, I'll accept it. I don't know how you'd say no to a Kansas or a Kentucky or somebody like that. I don't know how you would.
I kind of like Nick's call. How many kids that are from Orlando,
City Beautiful Atlanta,
City Beautiful, are listening to this program because their dad's from St. Louis?
What would you say, like 6?
6?
I don't know. I was at the concession stand at the Enterprise Center Friday night for the ice skating event, and the guy waiting on me there said, hey, I'm ex-military, did 3 deployments overseas. We listen to you guys all the time in the Army. Really?
Yeah, we have like a map of where people across the globe listen, and it's sometimes a little jarring. I've always said big in Chile.
Really? Yeah, they love us in Chile.
Really?
Yeah.
All right.
But you'll see like countries where a lot of American soldiers are stationed, and there's a decent amount of people.
Are you being serious?
100%.
You want to hear the top 10 countries for TMA, Martin?
Top 10 countries. This isn't Larry Nichols. This isn't Larry Nichols' list.
Hold on, is this a bit? Are Jackson and Kurt doing a bit? Is this serious?
Nope. I'm going to go in descending order. Number 10, Sweden.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Right.
Did you see Robin's performance on The Late Show of her new album, Sexistential?
Yeah, that's why people are listening to
It's
us.
unbelievable.
Jackson, can we have that as return music?
Absolutely.
It was jarring. They're not happy that a 50-year-old woman is getting very comfortable with her sexuality. And if that's the case, I say don't go to Brio.
Yeah, seriously. Get lost.
Somebody asked if this is a hand-drawn map by Jackson's known skill. Do you do that at the bar on Saturday night?
Yeah.
Hey, ladies, you want to see me freehand draw a map of the United States?
Ask women to shave me.
Clip that off.
That's my 1-2 punch.
Wait for the mace, dork.
Number 9, the Bahamas.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Right. People want to lean back on the chaise lounge or the boat drink and throw on TMA. Listen to Gabe.
Number 8, Hong Kong.
Yep.
7, Down Under.
Okay.
6, Switzerland.
Yeah.
5, the UK. 4 is Mexico. 3, Canada. 2, Singapore.
What?
I said Singapore.
Yeah, I heard it. I'm just surprised by it.
Senator, I'm from Singapore.
And number 1, the United States of America.
There it is. How about that? As always.
How do you track that exactly?
It's
IP address.
Yeah.
And VPNs.
And VPN.
So this is not a bit. You guys are being serious.
100%, man.
So we're big. We're big in Singapore.
This is Brian Henson surprised we aren't in the top 10 in South Korea. He says, I've introduced the legend of Mr. Tim and tales of Mr. Martin to friends and family in old country.
No.
Okay, that's a lie, but I do peddle nudes of Doug in Middle Eastern lands. Thanks, and free perk 2026. That's Brian Henson. And the Colts never got that at-large bid into the playoffs.
I'm looking at the complete composite list, and we have not been listened to in South Korea. So I blame Henson personally.
But the Middle East does have my nudes.
Clip that off.
You probably wet your beak, I assume.
What's happening?
Harrison's brother Master has made his first appearance in today's Air Comfort Service.
Get ready, papers. Get ready.
Good analogy, Martin. It is 2026, Maybe something a little more current would work. That's from Harrison's brother Master, and he's not happy with Martin for what? The Good Will Hunting
Good Will
reference?
Hunting?
What do you want, fucko? You want something? Huh? Oh, hey!
It's all worth it.
Guys, interesting that Canada's not ranked. That's from the 618.
Third. Second or
third. Just behind Singapore.
Coming up, the Colonel is going to join us at 9 o'clock. Chris Kerber usually joins us at 8:15 on Mondays, but he is feeling under the weather, so we have rescheduled him for Thursday on the program. Blues taking on the Hurricanes and Lightning. It is not going to get any easier. Doug, if you are looking at your NHL standings it isn't looking particularly grand for the Blues after the road trip, where they went into Chicago with some momentum after beating Vegas and Montreal here in St. Louis, and then a bit of a debacle in Chicago, and things never improved. From a wild card standpoint now, the Blues are 6 points back of the LA Kings. They've played 2 more games than the Kings. They're also 6 points back of the Kraken. They've played 3 more games than the Kraken. So I think that's, if you want to spin it, you talk about the wild card and how close they are. But here's another way to look at things as well. They have the third fewest points in the NHL at 42, 3 ahead of their friends from Manitoba in Winnipeg, and 5 ahead of the Vancouver Canucks. So you have that element. When it comes to goals scored this season, the Blues are in dead last in the NHL. They have scored 114 goals, and keep in mind, as I said, they have played more games than most teams. And then goals against, the Blues have allowed the third most. So those are some statistics that also can give you perspective if somebody comes up to you and wants to use their hand on you by saying, hey, they're only 6 points back in the wild card. And I don't want to shame manual play, by the way. I know a lot of people like that, and I don't kink shame.
Well, those are just numbers that you're manipulating. The only number that really matters is the Vaughn index.
Okay. What is that?
It's at 42. The Vaughn index is right exactly at 42 right now. And that's not good. You'd like to be in the 50s by this point in the season.
There's a lot of numbers you can flip around, like Tim was alluding to with NHL. The standings kind of look like a zip code. To me, they've played 46 games. They've won 17. They've played 46 games, and they've won 17.
Nice.
Well, Colorado's played 2 less, 44, and they've only won 33.
Okay. See? How about that, Martin?
Okay, sorry, I take it back.
Play the numbers game.
The Athletic has its updated trade board, Doug, and there are a lot of members of the Blues expected to be on the move. Justin Falk ranked 9th. Robert Thomas, about that, 11th on the trade board. Jimmy Snuggerud's antagonist, Logan Stanley, by the way, might be on the move.
Jimmy Snuggerud's on the list?
No. Remember from the playoffs, Logan Stanley, who's I guess he's got a size edge maybe on Snuggerud. He really wanted him on his dance card. 7 games into his NHL career. Slight gentleman, Logan Stanley. Jordan Binnington is 18th. Coincidentally, Nazem Kadri right there next to him. He's at 19th. Also from the Blues, Braden Shen, 25th. And St. Louis Blues legend Ryan O'Reilly is 26th. He, at the moment, of the Predators, and Jordan Kyrou is 35th. I think it is of note, though, that Thomas is up at 11th and Kyrou down there at 35. I think if you ask most Blues fans, the expectation, or perhaps the hope, would be that 25 would be on the move here in the next couple of months. Do you feel, if you had to bet, Martin, that Kyrou or Thomas will be traded by this year's trade deadline, where would you fall on your wager?
I don't see Armstrong trading Thomas. I just don't think they would do that. But I think they'd be certainly open to trading Kyrou. What's the value right now in return based on the contract? It's one of those Cardinal-type arrangements. What are we giving you? What are you giving us? I think, and Kyrou might say, hey, listen, I'll take a fresh start. Even our guy Sevi Savard was going after Kyrou on Twitter the other day. Shocking. But I would say Thomas getting traded, I'm going to give you 15%.
Yep.
Kyrou traded, I'll give you 30%.
Yep.
But I think I do believe you have to do something here. This thing is not working. And I think when people say the core, it's kind of easy to just throw that around. But I think it is fair to say that since the Stanley Cup, 7 years ago, they've won 1 playoff series. So it's time to be kind of honest about who they are. We've always said that with the Cardinals. Like, just look at the results in front of you and don't fool yourself. This year, and anything can happen, Doug. Anybody can get hot and win a baby. It's not happening with this group.
No, I thought about 6 or 8 games ago, I thought it was probably a little too early still, because they were showing signs of some life, but not many signs of life here lately. And now the Broberg's hurt. We don't know how long he's going to be out. That doesn't help the potential of climbing back in the race either. So I think they're pretty much faced with the reality that they're going to have to move some people.
Sharon and Clayton, Doug, as you know, she has formed an alliance with Harrison's brother Master for 2026. And she says, definitely saw an uptick of peeps calling for Cairo to get dealt. Master and I may get our wish. So Sharon and Clayton speaking on behalf of the alliance with Harrison's brother Master.
She's certainly embracing the alliance.
Let's see.
You have to wonder, what can you get for Cairo right now? He makes a lot of money, and he's not being very productive. It's a hard guy to move and get much in return for.
Goal scorers are hard to find, Doug. That's what
if he scores, as long as he scores.
But I'm saying you pick up the phone, you call the other GM, and you say, you know what they say, goal scorers are hard to find. That's how you start the sale.
All right.
I wonder what he's doing.
Ms. Haylock?
Yeah.
St. Bart's.
Good morning.
Hello. Hello, Mo.
You're welcome to get involved. 314-399-9646. Air Comfort Service text inbox. Many have gathered this morning in the Michelob Ultra YouTube chat. 242 friends are in there like the Nipper School Monitor, Deep Voice Dude, Bourbon Bob, MD 2020, the Go Stick 92. They're all there and talking it over. Open up your YouTube app, type TMA STL, and 6,440 friends have subscribed to the TMA STL YouTube channel. Subscribe to the Michelob Ultra YouTube channel. And, of course, email in for our Design, Air, Heating, and Cooling email the day, the morning after, at InsideSTL.com. I recommend Dr. Brandon Pryor and 100 West Dental. Man, did he save the day for me over our holiday break. Not only getting me in and taking a look at a tooth that needed a root canal, but then getting me in the day before Christmas Eve to get the root canal done at an endodontist. Always will be grateful for that to Dr. Brandon Pryor. You go in there, it is a first-class dental operation, both with the staff and then also the technology. And you don't need to make a phone call to get in. Just go online at 100 West Dental, and you can schedule looking at the calendar and picking out the availability that works best for you. If you don't have dental insurance, that's not a problem. The membership plan aids in the cost of dental work for those who do not have dental insurance. And if you're interested in Invisalign, give them my name. You get $1,000 off Invisalign at 100 West Dental. They're on Manchester and Baldwin, 100 West Dental. .com. 7:59 in St. Louis, closing out the Healthcare Evolution 7 o'clock hour. Healthcare Evolution online at healthcare-evolution.com. Coming up in our 8 o'clock hour, the proposed solution to the college football playoff that could be changing here a week from today when they meet in Miami on the morning of the Hurricanes and Hoosiers College Football Playoff Championship. And I think you might be surprised what's on the table. We'll have that for you coming up. In addition to some fired up speeches following the festivities in the NFL playoffs, a lot of bleeps in there from the players. That's coming your way next. This is TMA 101 ESPN.
This is Jackson with a Sports Center update brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling. Blues lose on Saturday 4-2 at the hands of the Vegas Golden Knights. Off today, back in action tomorrow as they take on the Carolina Hurricanes. Pre-game at 5:30, puck drop at 6:30, right here on 101 ESPN. That was another Sports Center update brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling, a Daikin heating and air conditioning dealer.
Doug, you requested this. Why?
I didn't. I don't know. Is this even a song? Or is this a skit that somebody did in the 5th grade? This is not a song.
Did you ask for SZA?
No.
This is not SZA.
Did you ask for Sexy Red? Who
Not
were you
Sexy
requesting?
Red.
I'm asking
Nobody.
Okay.
This, of course, is Robin. You know those Philadelphia Phillies fans love singing "Dancing on My Own," but she is making a return. Is it her first album in 6 years or 7 years?
I don't know.
And she performed Sexistential on The Late Show last week, and it did not go well.
What a shock. I mean, that's garbage music. Come on. Let's be real.
Jackson, do you like Sexistential? It sounds great to me.
Not personally my thing, you know. But we are big in Sweden, as we just found out in the last segment. So I don't want to disparage any of, some of Stockholm's finest, Robin included.
Who could possibly be in Sweden want to listen to this?
Oh!
We don't have a military base there with St. Louisans, right? We don't have a military base in Sweden.
Thank you.
Well, probably some movers and shakers who do some international business.
Because a lot of
Switzerland's also big. Probably a lot of people in Geneva.
Why?
Because we got international moguls who listen to this program.
That's right.
I felt like that list included a lot of people who are on vacation. If you're in the Bahamas or Mexico, you're dialing us up.
IKEA board members.
But nobody vacations in Stockholm.
I think it's the Broberg signing.
Yeah, I was thinking the Broberg signing.
Maybe Steiner's family tunes in just to see if we give him a shout out.
Right.
Inducted tonight into the Hall of Fame. Shout out to Sweden and Steiner.
Yeah. The Blues signing Philip Broberg, which boosted our numbers in Sweden. 6-year deal, Doug. Blues said 4. He said 8. We'll be in the middle. Let's make it 6. It'll be great. 90 seconds in. How do you do? Mark Stone. That'll wrap that up. So 2 nights after they couldn't find Joel Hofer, they extend Philip Broberg, and 90 seconds in, he's out.
Sometimes you have one of those years where the best intentions aren't enough. Just everything seems to work against you.
Jackson, you have a potpourri of Blues postgame sound. What is your favorite one from the weekend that was in Salt Lake and Las Vegas?
Probably just this Robert Thomas clip talking about the road trip itself.
Yeah, obviously this was a big road trip for us, and coming off 2 big home wins, we're disappointed with this trip, especially the way it started. But we started to gain some momentum, in Utah and tonight, and we just got to stick with it. We're getting chances. They're starting to go in a little bit more now, and we just got to keep on going.
Well, that's all you can do is keep on going.
Yeah, contractually.
They need to keep on going and win about 10 in a row.
What are you guys thinking? Well, we have to show up. We have a game.
You're playing that garbage? First segment of the day and first text in a while. Any chance we get some Grateful Dead coming back from breaks today? And they're on a Bobby Weir passing away over the weekend. Doug Bob Weir.
Yeah.
Founder of the Grateful Dead with, of course, Ron Pigpen McKernan. Is he my uncle?
I guess it could be.
Well,
it's funny. I got Shakedown Street queued up, ready for next segment.
But you wanted to go with Robin's Sexistential because it puts you in a good headspace.
Well, we talked about it, and I figured, we
was part of the links.
We found out that we were big in Sweden, so I figured it's time to.
And the Broberg signing.
It all felt kismet.
Don't say kismet.
Okay.
Bobby Weir.
Okay.
Founding member, Doug, like Jerry Garcia.
Wasn't
Ron Pigpen McKernan. Show Pigpen love. EOD. Happens. What are you going to do?
Yeah.
And then the other McKernan was the barrel guy for the Broncos?
Tim McKernan. And one of the years I played in the World Series of Poker main event, I was seated right next to his brother.
Oh, nice.
How about that? What are the chances?
Also a McKernan, I assume.
That's correct. That's the way that it works.
Sometimes. Emilio Estevez and Charlie Sheen.
I told you
that was a conscious name change.
Sure, but maybe this guy wants to distance himself from the Barrel Man. I don't know.
So we're playing the name game. I told you I was at Chaser's podcast studios because
I think that was off air for the record.
Was it? I can't remember. Oh, maybe I can't remember anymore, which could be dangerous. But I was at Kelly Chase's podcast studio yesterday, Ice Guardians, and he's hanging out, recording some stuff. We did an interview because he's getting the True Blue Award, which is fitting tonight, Blues Hall of Fame induction. But he's got Brett Hull's sitting over there. Tony Twist is over there. All these players are walking in and out, left. And I finally said, Jason, I said, who's the guy in that chair over there? I said, I don't recognize. I'm embarrassed to say it. He said, well, you wouldn't know him. That's my brother. And I said, oh, okay. So you can't. But that Ice Guardians is blowing up. He said, Hully said he comes in about once a month, and it's like the Wheel of Fortune. They just knock out a whole bunch of podcasts. Check it if you're a Blues fan. You haven't listened or watched. It's Ice Guardians.
Chase was on with the boys from Spittin' Chicklets, and the phenomenal. I was thinking about it, but it's 5 minutes, but still worth it, honestly. So major recommendation. Spittin' Chicklets social media account. You can catch it there. Biz Nasty, Doug, you know that Biz Nasty. He said it might be the greatest story he's heard in the history of that show.
Really?
Yeah, which is saying something considering the stories that are told on that show. So Chaser bringing it, and I would imagine he will bring it strong tonight at the Blues Hall of Fame ceremonies. The program's called The Morning After. It's presented to you by Brown and Crouppen. We are in the Fisher Window and Door Store, 8 o'clock hour. Tim McKernan, Doug Vaughn, Martin Kilcoyne with you on the program. A gentleman by the name of Jackson Burkett has embargoed talk of Missouri's basketball game against Ole Miss until 9 o'clock when Gabe DeArmond will join us on the Stiefel dossier. If you want to call in like Nick from Orlando did while walking his dog, you can do so. Collier and Thompson phone lines 314-974-0101. Nick from Orlando talking about Trilly Donovan, Doug? Mm-hmm. Is that Trilly Donovan?
I don't know.
And he's got Josh Schertz being the glamorous name in college basketball coaching circles at this point in the season. 314-974-0101. 314-974-0101. How about this from Harrison's brother Master? Chase was excellent on Chicklets. That's a rare compliment from Harrison's brother Master.
Not for us, though.
Correct. That podcast is awesome. Great story after great story. That's from Mahomes' long body. Doug, I listen to TMA every day for the 2 years that I lived in Switzerland. And that's from the 636. How about that? This guy lived in Switzerland.
What was he doing over there?
I wonder if he was laundering money for Jordan Belfort?
Could have been. They are neutral, you know. Well, what were you doing over there in Switzerland?
You can call in 314-974-0101.
I've never been to Switzerland.
I've never been to Europe. I'm not a well-traveled man, but I'm meat and potatoes. I'm a hard-working guy. Clock in early, leave late. Last one to turn the lights off, and I'll turn them on 2 in the morning. I don't know.
South City's fine.
Sounds like a janitor.
That's your whole world, that's fine.
It's just a custodial resume. By the way, Chase did, and I don't know if he has said this. I can't, with his health battles, but he said he is in remission. That was about a month and a half ago. But he's dealing with so many other health issues that are his hearing, his vision, that hopefully those will clear up. But huge news that he is in remission. He said the process just to even find that out involves like a spinal tap and all really painful procedures, but in remission. Huge news. He said now he's really trying to just put on some weight because he's really frail.
Bless. Yeah, that's great.
But the induction tonight, you got Steiner, Jax, Doug, that would be Alexander Steen, Barrett Jackman, and then the late, great Al Arbor.
And that will be able to be viewed. Jerkwood from Kirkwood asking if it's going to be on. It'll be on Matrix Midwest Live.
Doug's hosting the pregame.
I'm not hosting.
I didn't know you were doing that.
No, I'm not
That's
hosting.
Awesome. Congrats. No. I know you want exposure.
Haven't been there in 5 years.
I don't know if I can watch it. Like, if you're a YouTube TV person, do you get that? I mean, I'm in 100% crowdsource mode right now because I would love to watch. I mean, just put it on YouTube if at all possible. I
imagine it's probably on there somewhere.
I haven't found it on. I mean, I don't really look for it.
It might be on YouTube after the fact, but live.
I wouldn't mind watching it live.
Yeah.
Oh. Well, hell, somebody will text
they're fun
in.
nights. They're fun nights for sure.
Let's see. Eating chocolate and cheese and pocketing watches. What else? That's from the 314.
What in the world would that mean? Why would you send us that note?
Is that a Switzerland reference as we talk Switzerland?
I think it is, Martin. I think
that's what he's doing in Switzerland.
I'm with Doug, though. I kind of want the Switzerland guy to call in to tell us more about his 2-year stint that he had in the Alps.
Hey, Doug, are there any pogs in Kirkwood? That's from Big Paws.
Oh, tell me again what a pog is.
Cut that up.
I've forgotten what a pog is.
I'm not even going to mince words here. Fat-ass white girl.
Oh. Well,
sorry, it wasn't you asked. I'm going to tell you.
They're kind of all over the place, aren't they?
Your words, not mine.
Oh, okay.
Matrix Midwest is not on YouTube TV. It's from the 314. All right, I'm out. Looks like
Are
I'm
you
out.
sure?
Well, do you have a TV that just gets local stations with an antenna or anything?
But I don't know that would count for the Matrix. I don't know.
There.
Even the name itself makes it sound like it could be a little bit elusive.
Isn't that a 4.1 or 4.2 digitally?
I think you could be right. You were. I don't know. You weren't there.
I don't work there.
Oh, that's right. You went to 5.
242? Is that what it is? 240? I think it's 242. Let me see if I'm right. 242? TBS? 242. What is that?
And that was live on the air?
That's correct.
I mean, if we can do that, if you guys want to do that at some point, where I'll just guest television stations.
I think he opened the show with that. There was some ball game on that he may or may not have had action on.
Guys, in my experience, pogs often congregate at PBR and Ballpark Village. That's from Deep Voice Dude.
Oh, do they?
All right.
I don't really freak at those areas during the summer, after a ball game. So I can't speak to that in the wintertime.
We're just talking about heavy-set women?
Not necessarily.
They're everywhere.
Not necessarily. Not necessarily heavy set.
What are you talking about?
Curvy. I don't know what you want me to say here.
Like Zoftig. Jigs, Coke, Rails.
Okay.
Yeah. Zoftig, Vava, Vavoom.
4-6. That's how you can text in. You're welcome to call in. Callier and Thompson phone lines. 314-974-0101. And we're giving away a $10,000 HVAC system for the Design Air Heating and Cooling Email of the Month winner. Martin, tell me about Design Air, would you?
Think about Design Airs. You can count on them today, tomorrow, for, I don't know, the next century. They've been doing this for that long. Seth Goldcamp, 4th generation now. His family has been in the heating, cooling business. When we met with Seth, it was great because he explained how the industry has changed over the years, but something that's still true. It is pretty simple. When you call, you want a company you can count on. And then when they come out to your home, you want to make sure you're not getting sold or high-pressure sales. There's nothing worse than that. They're in your home to repair something, and then they start doing the old high-pressure. They don't do that. That's something they're really proud of at Design Air. They'll get things repaired, move on to the next. That's what they're all about. Family-owned business. Employees enjoy working there. It's just a great team. You can tell they're good at what they do, but they also enjoy what they're doing. I've worked with them. Got the new HVAC unit installed back in November. Great operation from start to finish. A company you can count on and loyal to TMA, longest running sponsor here on the show. So we encourage you year-round, go to the website, designairservice.com. Let them know you listen to TMA and set up that appointment. Even this time of year, just want to get a checkup. Never hurts. Any issues year-round, it's designairservice.com.
Doug, my wife is a pog. That's from Ray King.
Okay.
Pat from O'Fallon, Missouri. Luckily, my wife is still a fox. Take away the F. That's Pat from O'Fallon, Missouri.
Oh, she's an ox.
The entire state of Missouri is full of pogs. That's from the Warson Woods Wacko, who I believe is a native of Southern California and is not impressed with the BMIs he's seeing.
Is Doug's ass as good as people say?
Okay, Jay.
You couldn't even get out of the clip before you hear Doug in the background. Oh, knock it off. I want to know who comes up with these terms. Who decides that it's going to be called?
Who comes up with the
Who
terms?
just says, okay, let's go with pog?
Probably Mensa.
Yeah.
Okay.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Mensa or Merriam-Webster.
Okay.
Like they have the new term of the year. I'm curious what it was in 2025.
Did that one make it into the dictionary?
I'll find out.
Okay.
The urban variety, urban dictionary.
Yeah. Slop was the word, the most impactful word of the year.
Slop?
Yeah.
Is that right, really?
Mm-hmm.
And how should one use it?
I think it's talking about low-quality AI content, a.k.a. AI slop.
Huh.
And then
Okay.
Oxford
Makes sense.
Oxford selected rage bait as their
You
term
like
of
that?
the year. I do like some nice rage bait.
They were raging in post-game locker rooms, as I mentioned, at Sideways following the festivities on Saturday night at Soldier Field, as was Packers safety Javon Bullard, who was not interested in giving credit to the Bears following the Packers blowing their lead.
No disrespect to them, but it ain't that they did. It's us. It's us. We got to finish. We whooping their ass the whole game. Like, that's us. We got to finish. They ain't do special. We got to finish. We ain't finished last time. We ain't finished this time. So that's some we got to work on within us. It ain't nothing new. Chicago ain't do special. They ran what they did. They did what they did. They made plays. Okay, cool. But a lot of the stuff is on us, and we got to fix that.
Well, to give up 25 points in the fourth quarter, probably a pretty good indication that, no, you did not finish very well.
Caleb Williams had this response to the Packers, who said they wanted to play the Bears in the playoffs.
Caleb, Ben mentioned that hearing the noise from the Packers leading up to this weekend. Did you notice that? Was that something you took exception to, or what did your motivation from?
Yeah. They wanted us. That's what I heard. They wanted it, and they got it.
I got it.
Okay.
For the record, Lil Wayne is a big Packers fan.
Which is odd because he's from New Orleans.
Loves the Packers and tweets about it.
Lives in the 305, where Mike McDaniel no longer is the head coach. Also on the sidelines, Nick Sirianni and A.J. Brown got into it. That was a heated exchange as the Eagles were not able to drive down the field and overtake the 49ers. Here is what the head coach had to say about that exchange.
I was trying to get him off the field, because we were about to punt, and that was really it. So I love AJ. I think he knows how I feel about him. I have a special relationship with him. We've probably went through every emotion you can possibly have together. We've laughed together. We've cried together. We've yelled at each other. We're both emotional. I was trying to get him off the field, and you never want. That happens in this game. That happens in this game, but I love him.
A.J. Brown gets a little worked up, then he drops a big pass. It's kind of a bad, it's a big drop. Kind of a bad look, too, when you're getting into it with the coach, and Big Dom's got to get involved.
Especially this year when A.J. Brown has had some complaints about not getting the ball as much, and then you drop one, and maybe undoubtedly the most important moment of the season. It's tough for old A.J. Brown.
Doug, who do you think the favorite is to win the Super Bowl? I think it's pretty obvious, but maybe it's not. I don't know. Maybe.
I still like Seattle. Probably the favorite.
Seattle is the favorite, plus 280. The Rams, fresh off of a tight road game. I would imagine a lot of people were probably on the Rams on Saturday and lost. The Rams are next. Seahawks are plus 280. Rams plus 320. And how about this? The Bills are the favorite in the AFC.
Wow.
That actually surprises me. Mm-hmm. That really surprises me. The Bills are plus 550. The Patriots plus 600. The Broncos plus 800. The Bears plus 1,200. Texans plus 1,200. 49ers plus 2,000. And Steelers plus 4,000. Who's got the Super Bowl this year, Martin? I feel like that'd be up your alley.
NBC. Big year, Olympic.
What Super Bowl matchup would you like to have if you could pick it? I've got mine, and I feel real good about my answer as well. I'll tell you.
Well, I gotta have Chicago in there.
Bills and Bears.
Yep.
Market size, and then story-wise on the other side.
It's a can't-lose story, if you ask me.
Bills and Bears.
Yeah. Bills
I would love
finally
that.
break the curse. Josh Allen gets his flowers. On the other side, Bears break their curse. Caleb Williams ascends to a superstar. I think that's a great narrative Super Bowl.
Doug, is that what you would prefer to see?
A lot of storylines there, and I wouldn't mind seeing the Bills finally get it. I think their fans have suffered enough at this point. Yeah, I'd like to see Buffalo go all the way. Buffalo or Denver, the winner of that game, I'd like to see win the whole thing. I'm torn between cheering for the Rams and hating for the Rams. And hating, because of what they did here. But it is kind of an exciting team to watch. Stafford's a good story at age, 37 now, and MVP in the league? I don't think anybody saw that coming. But the Rams have won it recently, and the Bears have not. So
you think NBC would want that one, Martin, if they could have it?
Matchup?
Buffalo and Chicago?
Yeah, I mean, the Patriots brand is big. That's a big area, too, market size. But I think the Bills story in Chicago, the Ditka, I mean, that's exactly 40 years. The 85 Bears, you're looking at 40 years later. That's the perfect story. I think that's the premier matchup, Bills-Bears. Because Seahawks getting in, even though they're the favorite. 49ers, great brand. New England, great brand. But the Buffalo story, I guess if Rodgers went on a heater, then it could be the Aaron Rodgers story. Mike Tomlin rides again. But I think for sure, Bears in the Super Bowl, Bills in the Super Bowl, that would be perfect.
The Bills are battle-tested, and they have the biggest X factor in Josh Allen. Denver's frauds, Doug. That's from Katie Woo's burner.
Don't scream at me. Denver was, 14-3 this year? It's hard to be a fraud and go 14-3.
Speaking of the Bills, the Billikens won at VCU, bitches. That's from the 314. Doug, I don't know where that came from.
But sure did.
But that is factual. You're welcome to attack us at 314-399-9646. You can also do so in the Michelob Ultra YouTube chat. And 266 friends are in there talking it over right now and watching the program as well. It is TMA. Presented to you by Brown & Crouppen on 101 ESPN.
Doug, what's your favorite Grateful Dead album?
I don't have
Because on
any
Shakedown
albums.
Street, you've got I Need a Miracle. It's a great song.
Okay.
They do a cover of Good Lovin'.
Oh, do they?
Favorite Dead song? Probably U.S. Blues.
Okay.
Tim, you're a trucking guy? No?
I mean, I enjoy it, but Franklin's Tower.
Okay.
Was that break really short, or do you like this term? I bet you do. Lollygag?
I don't mind the term.
It was shorter.
It felt short.
I went and I refilled my water, and then I used the little wizard's room, but I didn't feel like I lollygagged. I didn't see anybody.
No, we're all just so desperately attached to journalism that we don't want to take any breaks.
I get it.
We asked to come back early to start talking again.
I told Papers, make Tim look bad. Just dump out of the break.
I respect that.
Start canceling commercials.
It's TMA 101 ESPN shows presented by Brown and Crouppen, and Fisher Window and Door Store is the sponsor of our 8 o'clock hour. You're welcome to participate by texting in 314-974-010 and calling on the Collier and Thompson phone lines. Texting in Air Comfort Service text inbox 314-399-9646. And, of course, emailing in the morning after at InsideSTL.com for our Design, Air, Heating, and Cooling email of the day. The morning after at InsideSTL.com. What did I say, Jackson? 14 shows remaining in the month of January to determine the winner.
Sounds
the
right.
$10,000 HVAC system. Doug said the lead, Indiana. And we opened up the program by talking about the college football playoff in Indiana. Jackson has a potpourri of sound from the festivities. Papers, yeah, you go with what you want to go with. You're the one who cut the audio. You are Jackson Burkett. You spent Saturday night at Duke's Upstairs Bar. You got the juice, know the ledge, knowledge.
I like Signetti right after the game and his comments on the field.
Have a great week of preparation and put it on the field.
Coach, I know you're thinking about the next game, but when will you stop and appreciate how special and how historic all of this has been?
I'm really not thinking about the next game. I'm thinking about cracking open a beer.
All right, well, go celebrate with your family. Congrats. Enjoy that beer, Coach.
Thanks.
Nice media chuckle. Oh, he's having a beer. Okay.
Did you slap your knee there? Doug?
No, I didn't.
It's Signetti's world. How about
It's
this
just
guy?
amazing what he's done.
Paid his
Absolutely
dues for a long time.
Did anybody happen to watch Fernando Mendoza with Scott Van Pelt and Reese Davis following the game? I mean, you really had to be committed to this thing to be still watching it at that point.
I was on my way home from the ice skating, Tim.
So you didn't get a chance to watch
No.
it. He's so good. I mean, he's obviously unique in his delivery, but he's so good. He's an incredibly smart guy. He was going to Yale. And Mendoza will be returning to his home. He grew up a mile away from Miami's campus. And now he gets to go up against the U for that national championship. His dad was a high school football teammate of Mario Cristobal. And now Mario Cristobal will be going against his friend's son to try to get the U their first national championship in a quarter century. Here is Mendoza following the win.
Yeah, I would say delayed gratification is a concept that, was brought up by Stoicism and by the Stoics, and I think it's one of the greatest. It's one of the greatest attributes. If you're able to have delayed gratification, discipline in yourself and discipline in your process and preparation, you're able to execute every single week like, this play or this game is the national championship game. Like, this game is the most important thing. And so I think that a lot of players and a lot of coaches and just everybody in Bloomington has done a great job of, upholding that concept of delayed gratification and discipline throughout all aspects of our lives. When there's a lot of distractions, and, especially with the Big Ten Championship and, the Heisman and all other things, I think our team has done a great job of keeping that delayed gratification at the forefront.
Doug, you like this Stoicism reference there on delayed gratification and I guess edging?
A little over my head.
I think that was what it was all about, hedging.
Well, he grew up in the high rent district. That's a really nice area there around the college, so obviously his parents had it going on, too. It's no wonder that he's such a brilliant guy. I almost bought a house there. 1988, looked at a house there, just right on the other side of the campus. It was like 165,000. I said, I could go 160. I don't know about 165. Didn't buy it. Wound up 8.5 now.
Oh, no.
I'm not exactly a real estate tycoon, but that cost me about $1 million.
I'm about to get paid in the Escalade.
Why is Frank yelling?
I don't know.
The College Football Playoff Committee and the ADs and executives who will determine what the format will be, beginning potentially as soon as 2026, meet a week from today, the morning of the Indiana and Miami game, and they will meet and determine what the format will look like. How about this from Heather Dinich last night? There is strong support for a 16-team college football playoff format to begin as soon as 2026 if Big Ten Commissioner Tony Petitti and SEC Commissioner Greg Sankey can reach a specific compromise. Multiple sources with knowledge of the discussion have told ESPN in the days leading up to one of the most significant meetings for the sports postseason. But there is still a stalemate between the two power brokers, meaning that even with a majority in favor of the change, the playoff could remain at 12 next season. So they delayed the deadline that was supposed to be December 1st until January 23rd. And now the leaders will get together next week in Miami. They are expected to discuss two models. A 16-team field that includes 5 conference champions and 11 at-large teams, and another format with 24 teams.
Oh, for heaven's sakes.
Petitti and Sankey have the bulk of control over the playoffs format in 2026 and beyond, an agreement that other commissioners and Pete Bavacqua, the Notre Dame AD, signed off on in 2024 during the last contract negotiations with ESPN. If the Big Ten and SEC leaders cannot come to an agreement by the deadline, the playoff will remain at 12 teams. Again, the deadline, January 23rd. The field will now guarantee the Power 4 conference champion spots along with the highest-ranked conference champion from the group of 6, which now includes the revamped Pac-12. The Power 4 commissioners, including the ACC's Jim Phillips and the Big 12's Brett Yormark, have had multiple separate discussions about it in the weeks and months leading up to the national title game. Today, they're going to hold a brief video conference with select members of their staff to prepare them for this meeting in Miami. Sankey's support of a 16-team field is extremely significant because of the weight he carries in the room, but it won't happen if Petitti is not on board. And sources say the Big Ten wants to use this leverage to eventually lock in a field with at least 24 teams, with or without automatic qualifiers, in exchange for support of a 16 teams after 2 or 3 seasons. Though some in the room might be willing to consider a 24-team field halfway through the new 6-year deal, there is strong reluctance to commit to it now, and that could keep the stalemate going. One of the reasons they don't want to commit to it now is because they want to get rid of the conference championship games. The Big Ten's theory is it might take a few years to replace that revenue, but the goal, and I love hearing this, is to get rid of those conference championship games. So that is wonderful. There are also some decision makers, particularly in the SEC, who would support a field that included the 16 best teams without guarantees to conference champions, but also a realization that excluding the group of 5 is a highly unlikely scenario. Quote, I don't think that's going to fly, one source said. They also want to keep the Army-Navy game in its time slot in December, and they would have to play around it. So I know some were thinking that they would maybe move that game, but that doesn't seem like that is in play.
I wonder why not. What the attraction is of playing that in December. I've always thought that should be played on Veterans Day in November. Make it a big day, a big part of celebration of Veterans Day.
Yeah.
Who cares about it in December? I don't know why that is.
I think 16 would be great. 24 is too many.
24, Mizzou might just get in.
Well, Drinkwitz was campaigning for 24. That was one of his things. And there are a lot of programs, I understand that, but at some point, it should still feel a little bit elusive. Oh, wow, we made it in. 16 would be just fine.
And the 16 best would seem to make some sense, regardless of what conference you play in. Just get the 16 most deserving teams there. Of course, some of that then becomes subjective about who really is the best when you get down at the end of the 14, 15, 16 teams, I suppose.
They say no major changes are expected to the committee's protocol, but some sources inside and outside the room have questioned whether sitting athletic directors should remain a part of the group, given how much pressure there is on schools and conferences to make the playoff. It is possible for those individuals to act independently as not representative of their conferences. Is that really realistic?
No.
Then one of the issues is the bowls. The indecision surrounding the CFP's future format is having a trickle-down effect on the bowl system. The larger the playoff field, the fewer brand-name bowl-eligible teams will be available for the non-CFP bowls. There will be more conversations this offseason about how many bowls there should be.
Who cares?
Yeah.
Currently, there are 41 FBS bowl games, including the 6 CFP bowls. That leaves 70 teams that played in non-CFP bowls this season, and only 3 of them were below the... Oh, there's a guy who's
in charge of bowl season? I'd like that job.
Whatever, dude.
Full season executive director Nick Carapelli said he is still confident, though, the playoff field won't impact the health of the non-CFP bowls. Carparelli said that over the past 5 seasons, an average of 81 teams played in FBS bowls with a 6-6 record or better.
Calipari, Izzo, and if Patino was in here, we're talking Italian special, we're talking rigatoni, marinara.
Why would we be talking that?
That's good.
If the playoff expands beyond 12 teams, though, more games are expected to be played on campus in addition to the major bowls. But the bowls will still be part of the college football playoff per Heather Dinich.
Okay.
And Jeff Carapelli, the president of bowl season.
He's got to keep his job.
I think I want to be the president of Advent.
Nice. Yeah, that'd be nice,
Pick
too.
a season. You could probably lop off, and you notice the numbers. They get good ratings, so they make money because of the TV.
Thank you, gambling.
You could still probably lop off a couple of these bottom bowls, and then at the top, still allow the Rose Fiesta Sugar to be like your quarterfinal, maybe your semifinal. Just keep the premier ones and onside as much as you can, and then maybe semifinals go to the big ones. Rose, sugar, orange.
I have no interest in most of the bowls either, but does it really matter if some of these teams go and play a bowl game somewhere against another 500 team of the bowls?
It impacts me in no way unless a college coach will try to justify their season being successful by saying we went to a bowl.
Yeah.
And then I got a problem with it. Like, could that lead to, for example, a coach getting an extension based on going 8-4 automatically in his contract language?
You're laying on me, Gabe.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't do any harm to play the games and let the guys play one more game. I mean, who cares? If they don't change anything at all, and they keep it at this 12 playoff format, despite all of its flaws, it's still been very successful in terms of interest around the country and TV ratings. So if they do nothing, they've still got a winner. Hopefully they will do something to tweak it, though, and make it a little bit better than it is. But
I agree with that. I mean, the growth of the game in the last handful of years has been incredible, and that's all with the anarchy that is the portal system. I see that Ty Simpson, who announced he's going to the NFL draft, might withdraw from the NFL draft because there might be more money out there in the short term if he were to go to a college team.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and Carson Beck, I assume he'll be back for an 8th season next year.
We need the bowls to save us from family gatherings over the holidays. Doug, that comes from We Too Low.
Could be. Yeah, I think a lot of us have very little interest in most of the bowls, but if they play them, who cares? Who cares if they play them?
If you're sitting around, you're off over the holidays, and there's a game at 2 o'clock, you can leverage your family's financial security by betting an over.
Mm-hmm.
And isn't that what December and January are all about?
So there's a lot of bowl games. There are.
We're going to
you know
count
how many
them.
bowl games there are? I mean, it is amazing how many there are now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
Okay. He should have done that before the show. Yeah,
28, 29, 30, 31, 32.
I'm sure even for the teams that finish .500 and really probably don't deserve to be going to a bowl game. I'm sure they're still having fun. The bowl city that puts it on, it gives them something to do. There's some commerce there. There's some people making money. Who cares? I don't care if they play it. It's fine.
41.
Oh, gosh.
Counting the two playoffs, 41. If you count the championship game, 42.
Okay.
More bowl games, the better. We watch it. We bet on it. College football, no matter who is playing, is better in the NBA, the NHL, and the college holiday tournaments. The 314.
Well, they do get the ratings. That's for sure. People watch.
If they go to 16 teams, the Final Four should be the only ones on neutral sites. The remaining games should be played at the home stadium. The atmosphere is just that much better. That's from Hip Hop Higgy.
Hear, hear.
I love it. I would love it. You're welcome to give your thoughts. 314-399-9646. That's how you can text into the Air Comfort Service text inbox. You're also welcome to call in the Callier and Thompson phone lines, 314-974-0101. And join the conversation in the Michelob Ultra YouTube chat where friends have gathered to talk it over. Gabe DeArmond's coming up on the Stiefel dossier at 9 o'clock. He's brought to you by James Carlton. The program's called The Morning After. It's presented to you by Brown and Crouppen on 101 ESPN.
Oh, Doug. This takes you back to 500 South College Avenue, doesn't it?
Well, I guess.
In all honesty, they would have been big even when you were in high school, Doug. I mean, the Grateful Dead.
Oh, yeah, they were big. Mm-hmm. I wasn't a huge fan, but I know they were huge.
I really like to put them on the golf course. Just kind of long songs, a lot of great guitar riffs.
Just kind of chilling.
Yeah, it's kind of chilling.
That's the running joke. Hey, I went to the Dead concert. It was 3 hours. They played 4 songs. A lot of jams.
This is my jam. This is my jam. Overbearing sports dad is not happy that people don't like Bulls. My football team's playing another game, but I just don't care. Odd take.
Well, when there's somewhat meaningless games, we don't care that much.
So you want to fight
No, I don't want to fight him. No, I understand where he's coming from.
Bulls suck, but I love the show. Thanks. That's the Riven Music and Ministry?
To be clear, you don't have to pick one or another. It's like if you love Bulls, you can also love this program and vice versa.
I wasn't much interested when they played Central Arkansas either.
Right.
To be blunt
But
about
if
it.
they would have lost to Central Arkansas, it would have been...
It would have meant something.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's the premise. That's the premise on the Bulls. I mean, I don't care. I went up to the bar and watched Missouri play Virginia, and when they lost, I couldn't have cared any less. That's where I am. But if people enjoy it, it's fine. Doug, I don't know if you've heard this analogy used before, but I recall saying on QFTA to Jackson, I was thrilled when I found out that Ella Reese and Abigail Mack were working together.
Oh.
Thrilled. Yeah. I mean, really looking
to put
forward
together
to
a bowl game?
No, different event.
They're not in charge of bowl season.
And, the president of bowl season. Now, if somebody tells me they're not looking forward to them working together, it doesn't impact my enjoyment of them working together in any capacity. So, hey, you know what? Some people like some things, and then hold on a second. Some people don't like other things.
That's right.
Think about that.
Okay. I'm trying to piece together that analogy, and I guess it's accurate. I don't know.
And Young, apologies to the guy who hates quality whisper content, but I, the artist currently known as ASMR Ting Ting 2.0, would like to officially submit to sponsor the TMA email filter. Thanks, and free perk 26. It's Brian Henson, and he wants to sponsor Chairman Kurt filtering emails.
Well, we'll take the sponsorship dollars where we can get them. I'm sure that would be an expensive buy.
I don't know, but I was looking into more logistics of our listenership.
Yeah.
And St. Louis is obviously number one city-wise. Indianapolis, I think Brian Hinchin's doing some work in Indianapolis because they're really, really far and away number 2.
Really?
Nice. How about that?
But that'd be all
I would have guessed it was Chicago, honestly.
I would agree.
St. Louisans moved to Chicago, spend their 20s there soiling their wild oats.
Oh, soiling them?
Yeah.
Oh. I thought it was sowing them.
That depends on what you're into. Don't kink shame.
Oh, don't you dare.
And then come back and move into Brentwood Forest? Is that right?
Yeah, or other spots.
Okay.
So it's Indianapolis, though, now. How about that?
It's all that WNBA talk about the fever.
Yeah, probably the fever drove it.
Move the needle.
Quick top 5, STL, Indy, St. Peter's, Town and Country, then Chicago.
How about that?
I would consider Chicago then third.
Hold on.
St. Peter's.
More people listening in Indianapolis than St. Peter's?
Yeah, by a hefty margin.
What?
And more listen in Indy than like O'Fallon or Chesterfield?
Yeah, Chesterfield's down the list a little bit.
Oh, come on.
Imperial's on there.
Say anything about St. Gabriel's?
Probably the JR segment.
It does not list St. Gabriel's.
Yeah, does it do by parish?
Our numbers in Pillar have dropped off since we picked on Frank.
Mr. Lex.
Yeah, we're more of a new money audience. 314-974-0101. That's how you can call in. Collier and Thompson, sponsor of the phone lines. Text in 314-399-9646. Air Comfort Service text inbox. And, of course, you are welcome to email in where Brian Henson is now sponsoring the email filter the morning after at InsideSTL.com. Billikens are in action coming up this week. Got 2 home games And if you have not seen them play in person, major recommendation for it. It is something else. It's super fun. I look forward to watching those games. Kellen Thames, once again, making an appearance on the SportsCenter Top 10. Did you see the play where he saved the ball out of bounds between the legs, leading to a basket? Doug, take a listen to this. Kellen Thames is a bad, bad man.
Okay. And you always have to say it in that voice.
That's right. SLU versus Fordham. You'll see the bad, bad man on January 14th. That is coming up on Wednesday at 7 p.m. And SLU versus Richmond this Saturday at 3 p.m. Both home games. For tickets, SLUBillikens.com. Off to their best start since 93-94. And I think, Martin, if you said you got to bet if they're in the top 25 at 11 o'clock, between 11 and noon is when it comes out, I'm going to say they're in.
Yeah, because they weren't knocking on the door in the receiving votes area, but I feel like the VCU win for those in the college basketball world that made note that 15-1 is hard to ignore. I'm going to say they get in.
Yeah. Why do you suppose Kellen Thames doesn't start and play more? I see there were 6 guys who got more playing time than he did against LaSalle.
In terms of playing time, I can't speak to, but for 6 man, some guys really like, and coaches like a guy to like get the rhythm of the game and feel it out and then go into the game. It can also mess up the other team. They're getting comfortable with the starters. There's some guys who just thrive in the 6-man spot. Caleb Grill from Missouri last year would often come off the bench. Manu Ginobili for the Spurs was famous for coming off the bench and being really effective. Some guys are just better as a 6-man role.
But I just wonder if he's so good, and he sure looks like he is, why isn't he getting as much playing time as some of the other guys?
Yeah, playing time, I can't, like I said.
And I do wonder from last year, he had a lot of injuries, and it was this bizarre cramping. If they were going into this season just saying, all right, let's be careful about his minutes and not overdo it. He's obviously playing at a high level, and he's been able to stay healthy. So
I think he gets cramps, too. I think that's a part of it.
Yeah, so
he
I
gets
don't
full
know
body cramps, and you got to kind of put him on a pitch count in a way.
That's what I wonder, if it was part of the equation going into the season. But whatever it is, it's working.
Yeah.
I mean, he made the steal, and then he chucks it between his legs. I saw Billiken fans were mad because SportsCenter put it on their top 10, but they only put it number 9, Doug. So even though your team is featured nationally, you're mad because it was too low.
If he was saved it and then they threw him a lob right after it and he finished,
how do you do?
That'd be in the top 3 probably.
How do you do? Yeah, and also, and a number of people are texting this in. If you recall last year, he was dealing with the cramping issue. That, I believe, would probably be the biggest factor of the whole thing. But when they're in a spot when he is needed, if they do have a tight game, and it certainly got tight at Richmond last week against VCU, you're going to see those minutes there. I would imagine they won't be monitoring him as closely when the A-10 tournament rolls around and when hopefully the NCAA tournament rolls around for the Billikens. Colonel's going to join us coming up on the other side of the break, brought to you by James Carlton of the Carlton State Farm Insurance Agency. James is online at carltoninsurance.net or by calling 314-961-4800. That's James Carlton of the Carlton State Farm Insurance Agency, sponsor of Gabe DeArmond, and on Mondays and Fridays here on TMA. James is my insurance agent. He has been now for 7 years. He's a longtime sponsor of this show, and Jamie Rivers and Brandon Kiley made the switch to James Carlton. He is saving people money on their auto insurance because he has never seen the rates drop like they have here over the last month and change. Save money with James. 314-961-4800 or go online at carltoninsurance.net. Gabe DeArmond's joined by Gabe DeArmond's going to be joining us here coming up on the other side of the break, brought to you by James Carlton. It's TMA 101 ESPN.
Hey, this is Jackson with a SportsCenter update brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling. Blues back in action tomorrow as they take on the Carolina Hurricanes. Pre-game right here on 101 ESPN at 5:30. Puck drop at 6:30. That was another SportsCenter update brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling, a Daikin heating and air conditioning dealer.
I live in, which is called service. It is called service. Surrey is where I live. Surrey is where I live. Oh.
Doug, let's welcome the Colonel. He's Gabe DeArmond of Power Mizzou. Brought to you by James Carlton of the Carlton State Farm Insurance Agency to the Callier and Thompson phone lines here on 101 ESPN and the TMA STL YouTube channel for his traditional Monday appearance on the program. Morning, Colonel.
What's up, guys? How you doing?
Good, man. How are things going in the transfer portal? I see that is the first topic in the 10 things for Monday morning on Power Mizzou.
Yeah, it is the first topic every day until it is completely done with. You know, if we needed anything to minimize the college basketball regular season any more than it already has been, we just put the transfer portal in January, and now we push back anyone paying attention to college basketball for another couple weeks.
Has Mizzou done anything over the last week of note with the portal?
I mean, they've added, I think it's 14 guys at this point. They'll probably add 10 more. You know, I think as far as sure starters, it's Austin Simmons, it's Josh Atkins at right tackle, probably at least one of the receivers they've taken. But there's I think defensive line and cornerback and maybe another receiver will be the focus this week.
So you never really know what the team might be until the first game of the next season, I suppose.
Yeah, I mean, it's redoing it every single year.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's just like I looked at the way too early top 25s and all this stuff. They've always been stupid, but like they're literally going to be put out and nobody even knows who's on what team.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it is the most pointless. I'm going to make a list so you click on it story that could possibly exist now.
So you're not in favor of it at all?
Well, I mean, whatever. Everybody's got to make money. You know, I mean, people will click on it and they will still get mad about it. I mean, we're 2 weeks away from, I can't believe they're disrespecting my team like this.
Nice. You can get that underway.
Do they still put out a ranking for like the prep recruiting class, you know, like top class? So the high school, so there's still a high school recruiting ranking and then eventually you get a portal ranking?
Yeah, so what we do, there's a high school ranking or a traditional ranking, whatever it's called. Then there's a portal class ranking, and then there is combined rankings of the two, which is, I guess, what people should mostly pay attention to.
But as far as positions that Missouri still would be seeking at this point, a backup quarterback to compete with Zollers for the backup to Simmons, and then wide receiver, you would say, if we're talking specifically about offense, would that be accurate? As I know you wrote this morning that you think the offensive line is set.
Well, I think they'll take another offensive lineman. You know,
but the starting offensive line, I should say. I'm sorry.
I didn't write that well. It's set for now. If this is their lineup going into August or whatever, I think it would be fine. But you know, there's I posted over the weekend, Ole Miss's starting left guard, and I can't remember his name because I don't know how anybody keeps up with all this stuff, but he was the starting left guard is all I know. He is in the portal. Missouri and LSU are considered the teams to watch there. So if they get him, that's a probable starter. I think they'll take a backup running back, but I think defense will be the focus.
As we watch the playoffs week after week, and you get more of a look at some of the premier teams in college football, how far behind is Mizzou from those teams? Is it one step or is it 10 steps, or is Mizzou in the neighborhood even of these top teams that we're seeing now in the playoffs?
I mean, I think so. Alabama was a playoff team. Missouri probably should have beat them. Oklahoma was a playoff team. Missouri was in the game with them. I think last year Missouri was a quarterback away from possibly being in that group. And the thing is, now I don't think anybody's that far away. I mean, Indiana seems to be kind of in a class by itself. I think they're favored by what I saw 7.5 over Miami. Yeah. But I mean, other than that, if you play Ole Miss, Miami 5 more times, Ole Miss wins a couple of them. You know, I think Georgia was good enough to win the national title. Notre Dame didn't make the playoff, and I think Notre Dame was good enough to win the national title this year. So I think what has happened is the top has come back, and it's really about, more than it's ever been, like being good enough on 2 or 3 days during the season to get in and then give yourself a shot. It's like it's a mini version of college basketball now. I mean, the NCAA tournament has never necessarily been about identifying the best team. It has been about identifying the best team during those 3 weeks, you know, which sometimes is the best team over the course of the season and sometimes isn't. But the NFL playoff, the Super Bowl champion often isn't the best team in football. And I think we're going to see that more and more with college football.
Yeah, I think you're right about that, Colonel. With that established, at the same time, what we're seeing with Indiana, now we are starting to hear, is Sean McDonough and Greg McElroy were making the comparison, not necessarily with the roster, but with the dominating form to which they have gotten to the championship game, to that 2019 LSU team with Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, and Justin Jefferson. I recall walking out of Faurot Field, you made reference to that Missouri-Alabama game back in October, and looking at my phone after Missouri had lost to Alabama, and was shocked to see that Indiana, even though they were ranked 7th in the country, was beating Oregon in Eugene. So that kind of shows where I was on Indiana, even though they had a great year the year before. Still skeptical. Now it's to the point that I think most people are thinking that Miami doesn't even have a chance, even though they have beaten Ole Miss, Ohio State, and A&M in College Station to get there. So when you watch that and you compare and contrast it to some of the dominant teams you've had an opportunity to cover in the SEC, what stands out about what Indiana has done to get to this level of not just beating teams, but beating the hell out of teams in order to get to the college football playoff championship game?
So there's two things mainly, I think, with the roster. They have the best quarterback in college football. I mean, Fernando Mendoza has been awesome. And, oh, by the way, like, I cheer for an NFL team that I would have liked Indiana's receiving core on this year. I mean, those guys catch everything. But I think the biggest thing, and there's been some people talking about this and writing about this, I want to see what Indiana is when the entire roster isn't 24 years old. And that's not even an exaggeration. Their average age is like 24 point something. They have 25-year-olds playing on this team against 19 and 20-year-olds. And with the COVID year going away, there are less of those guys to go around. And we're seeing some waivers be denied. Now, there are going to be lawsuits, and that might get changed and all that. But I think it will be very interesting to see, okay, when Kurt Cignetti maybe doesn't – you look back at Conzo Martin's team that had Drew Smith and some of those guys and went to the NCAA tournament, got as high as number 9 in the country. Like, if you looked at that roster, they had a bunch of 23-year-olds on that team. And there's a big difference in those guys playing against, 19 and 20-year-olds. I mean, those 3 years make a huge difference in who you are. So I think Cignetti's a great coach. I think he has a great eye for talent. But I want to see when he has to rely. I mean, I don't see a way you can just constantly have 24-year-olds on your roster as kind of the baseline. So I think that's important. The other thing is the pool of other teams that Indiana has beaten. Like, go back and look at who that 2019 LSU team beat and played. I mean, it was a who's who, and it's not Indiana's schedule. It's just I don't think there are many great teams in college football. So I think you have to do less to get there. I think relative to its competition, Indiana can be in the conversation with those teams. If you look at the talent and the roster and, just, hey, is this team 2019 LSU 2002 Miami, Ohio State, 1995 Nebraska. I don't think they're in that class.
Mizzou was trying hard to sign Fernando Mendoza out of the transfer portal, weren't they?
Yeah, they had him on a visit, and I think finished second for him.
Oh, how good do you think they would have been this year had Mendoza been their quarterback?
I mean, they'd be in the playoffs. I don't think there's much question. I don't know that they would be Indiana and the favorite to win the national title, but I think without question, if you put him on this team, they're a playoff team.
Gabe, I thought Bo Previla was going to Virginia Tech. Now he's visiting Virginia. Is he not committed?
No, he is. He has visited like 8 schools. I'm not even sure Virginia Tech has been one. I mean, it's clear he's going to all these places, and they're going, yeah, we just like this other guy a little bit better. I mean, it's getting down to a point where I don't know if he can grab a starting Power 4 job.
Huh. His stock fell pretty far, didn't it? After the first half of the season, looked like he's a pretty good player. And the second half, we thought, well, maybe not.
Yeah, and there's speculation that there was an injury involved there to his hand, and I don't know 100% if that's true or not. Look, I think Bo's I think he can start at quite a few Power 4 schools. Now, I don't think he can be the starter on a playoff team at a power conference, but there are teams, Virginia Tech. I don't know if that's necessarily the goal next year. I think Nebraska took Anthony Calandria over him, which I don't know, surprised me a little bit. I would have taken probably Bo over him, but he visited Washington, and then DeMond Williams came back. He visited Georgia Tech, and I don't know who they took, but it's not him. So he's looking for a spot still.
Did I see I've been around these Mizzou guys too long. The special teams coach has left the building.
Yes, he got a job as New Mexico special teams coach, and, the intelligent ones among us will understand that was certainly orchestrated. I mean, Missouri hired Florida State's special teams coach on December 31st and has not announced the position, but I have it from places I believe that he is the special teams coordinator, which clearly meant Eric Link was either going to have a lesser job or needed to find a different place where he could have that job, which is what happened yesterday. And then Pete Thamel tweeted they're hiring a new tight ends coach. They hired Garrett Riley last week. I believe he's going to be the quarterback's coach, and the quarterback's coach left to work with Colin Klein at Kansas State. They've hired a new assistant quarterback's coach. They've hired like 3 or 4 scouting guys. I mean, Eli Drinkwitz is putting this extra $4 million to use. Like I said, I said this during contract negotiations that I was told that a big part of the extra salary pool was not just to give current guys a raise or to hire replacements, but it was also to create some positions that had not previously been around.
Gabe DeArmond with us, brought to you by James Carlton of the Carlton State Farm Insurance Agency. And now we get around to basketball, something that Missouri played 48 hours ago, but it just shows the interest level in football, even when Missouri isn't playing. The Tigers losing a game, and you can circle one statistic when you're going through the box score and go, oh, my God, can you imagine if that were just slightly different? They probably win against one of the lower-tier teams in the SEC, Ole Miss, and that is free throws. The Colonel, your post-game show was wonderful entertainment as you were getting after it with the listeners, for lack of a better term.
Well, we are, and we've been at this place with Missouri basketball really since the Drake game, but we're at a point where there is a segment of the fan base that every time something, whether it's not winning by enough or it's losing or whatever, it is hey, here's my chance to dig up everything I haven't liked about Dennis Gates for 3 years. It's a bad place and it's not like, the atmosphere for the Florida game was really good. I think, by and large, I think the fan base is still interested in, all that. But there is a segment of this fan base that is borderline toxic with Dennis Gates and Missouri basketball. And every time, there was a lot of, well, here's another one Dennis Gates messed up. He can't shoot free throws for them. And one of to me the most unintelligent arguments about college basketball is well, he needs to coach free throw shooting. Come on, guys. If you're a college basketball player, you should be able to shoot free throws. And if you're telling me that you believe Dennis Gates does not have them practice free throw shooting, then I mean, I can't listen to anything else you say, but he can't go out there and shoot them for them. You know, sometimes they just don't go in. And this team clearly, I mean, we said it after Kentucky. Hey, free throw shooting is going to beat them at some point. They were lucky it didn't beat them at Kentucky, but they're shooting about 66%. It's last in the SEC. I think it's 334th in the country. And the number that's lost in just the 12 for 24 is how many of those are front ends of 1-and-1s? You know, so you're not just missing 1 point. You're missing the chance at 2 points. They missed 12 free throws and lost by 8 points, and really that was like a 3 or a 4 point game. It only became 8 or 7 because they fouled. They just panicked trying to get back in the last minute.
And final question for you. You tended to this in the 10 things. Jackson, can you pull up the audio? You have it. I would imagine the vast majority of the audience is familiar with this. The Colonel, you had a strong opinion on it. Doug, did you catch the end of the Jaguars press conference yesterday with head coach Liam Cohen?
No, I didn't.
Catch this with Liam Cohen.
No,
Martin, I bet you're familiar with it.
Yes,
okay.
Lynn Jones, I believe is her name.
We have not discussed it yet, but the Colonel wrote about it this morning. Here is the audio.
I want to tell you, congratulations on your success, young man.
Thank
you. Hold your head up, all right? You guys have had a most magnificent season. Thank you. And you did a great job out there today. So you just hold your head up, okay?
Thank
and
you,
ladies
ma'am.
and gentlemen, Duval, you the one, all
Thank
right?
you, ma'am.
keep it going. We got another season, okay?
I appreciate
Take
it.
care and much continued success to you and the entire team.
Thank you, ma'am.
That was the question.
So awkward. So awkward.
Colonel, go ahead.
Well, first of all, like, it's ridiculous that happens. Like, that, I'm not going to call her a reporter. I don't know who she is or what her job is, whatever. I mean, that was bad enough. But, like, the Jaguars, the people they let into these press conferences, and we've all sat in press conferences and gone, how in the world did you get in here? Like, how did somebody give you a credential to sit in the press box with people who get paid to do this? But the most offensive thing of all of it to me was that Adam Schefter tweeted out what an awesome moment it was, which, like, I mean, you're supposed to, like, he was at one time a good reporter who worked his way up through this thing, and hey, he's got a great career. He's way more successful than I am. Way more people know who he is. But, like, the fact that he tweets that out as an awesome moment tells you everything you need to know about what Adam Schefter and, frankly, a lot of media has become. Like, I have a friend who, and I wrote this, who always brings up, you know, kind of I don't think it's a direct quote, but paraphrasing the movie This Is Spinal Tap, and he says, you know, you let them be your friends. Like, I tell people on our board this all the time. They think I write things because I'm afraid Dennis Gates or Eli Drinkwitz is going to get mad at me. I say, I don't care if they like me. I have enough. I have like 5 friends. It's plenty. I don't need any more than that. Me and Dennis and me and Eli are not hanging out. I just tell you what I think. Like, if you become friends with them, then you owe them favors. And if you owe them favors, you are not doing this job the way it's supposed to be done. And I know that's like a Big J class of 1998 journalism school stance, but good Lord, it was awful.
Well, and it seems to me, obviously, like she wasn't a sports reporter. Like maybe she's the lifestyle editor. I don't know. But again, in that setting, it's a bizarre. I think Liam Cohen even he looked really uncomfortable coming off a terrible loss.
Sitting in that, I said, if I'm sitting in that press conference, I'm just like looking down at my feet going, oh God, please let this, like I could not have made eye contact with Liam Cohen during that. It was weird.
So what I've noticed, and so this is the reason why I bring it up. We were going to get to it anyway, but then I was reading your 10 thoughts on Power Mizzou, and I see you certainly went in on it in your column, and that's why I wanted to play it here to get your opinion on the show, that it is really polarizing people. And I didn't realize that. I was aware of it, and I was just like, okay, whatever. Obviously not somebody who regularly covers the team, but whatever. You know, as Gabe said at the outset, the credentialing process has changed substantially. but all of us involved in this would be the first ones to acknowledge this is a really dumb industry that we are in, and it won't probably exist in its current form in, I don't know, 5 years, 10 years. So it's kind of a whatever thing. But what strikes me about it is how some people who are fans really loved the moment, and then I gather it's media people, I wasn't aware of this until I saw it on SportsCenter this morning, who are really against it. I just kind of was like, whatever, not somebody who's a reporter, I guess a fan who espoused this, and then I went on with my day. But I didn't realize that it had polarized people until I was reading this morning.
So I think there's two things. Like, number one, I think some people like it because the other side of media exists too, which is just the people that get on, whether it's the internet or the radio or TV or whatever, and just spout crap that they don't even believe to get a reaction, and they hate everything. And so I think those people tend to be really loud. So people see that and they're like, oh man, this is really cool to see a media person who's a human being and, blah, blah, blah. So I think that's a big part of the reaction. Probably the other part is, I say this all the time, fans want everybody who covers other teams to be objective and people who cover their own team to be homers. I mean, you guys probably get a lot of people, well, why are you so mean to the Cardinals? Now, maybe not, because I know Cardinals fans aren't in a great place lately. Maybe they like people who go in on the Cardinals. But, I have people tell me all the time they want me to be more of a homer. But if they read a Nebraska or an Oklahoma or an Alabama story, they will say, well, that guy's just a homer. Yeah, but, you want it for your team, but you don't want it for other teams.
I just would have liked it if you would have maybe lifted Drinkwitz's spirits following the Gator Bowl and
make a little speech.
Coach, you hold your head high. You won,
that would have been tough to do from my home office on YouTube. Next time I'm there, maybe I'll give him a hug.
There isn't a comp for it. It would have been, the Cardinals bow out of the 2022 NLDS. Ollie, you hold your head high. And he's like, thanks so much. We just lost a terrible series. The season's now over. Tim, the only comp might have been the Pronger exchange.
Oh, yes!
Where
25 years ago.
We had it was an intern, I believe, from Channel 11 that said to Chris Pronger after a brutal Game 7 season-ending loss.
2000 President's Trophy winning team.
Chris, what are your thoughts on winning the Stanley Cup? Not so good right now. And because I think it was an intern, he let mercy. He took mercy on his soul.
Colonel, always appreciate the time, as always. You can read him at powermizzou.com. Gabe DeArmond, brought to you by James Carlton. Thank you, Gabe.
All right, guys, have a good one.
Yep, it's the Colonel with us here. Yeah, so right now, I don't know if anybody has the Air Comfort Service text inbox in front of them, but people are mad at Gabe for his opinion on that. But I didn't realize that this was a polarizing thing. And I'm not, and I'm curious, why it is. Because to me, it was just because hell, we have a whole segment. So what'd your grandma think? Mm-hmm. And some of these people actually do get paid to do the job. And I'm not saying that she doesn't. She's a veteran Jacksonville reporter. But again, the credentialing process is just a different, it's just a hell of a lot different than it was, 10, 15 years ago. But whatever. I assure you there is awareness from everybody here that this is, a different world, and grateful for the fact that we've been able to do it for as long as we've been able to do it, and don't take the whole thing too seriously. So I want to be crystal clear on that. I just didn't think I just kind of whatever. It wasn't like she owned the press conference. It was a throwaway thing, whatever. Plenty of bad questions get asked over the course of these things. Fine. I didn't realize that it was polarizing until this morning.
Well, I think what triggered the debate is when Schefter retweeted, he said this awesome exchange.
Oh, so that Schefter tweet is what got it going?
Well, and when he framed it as this awesome exchange, then everybody felt the need to chime, well, why is it awesome? Otherwise, it's just a moment in a press conference in Jacksonville that none of us are ever going to care about. And Jackson and I were sort of workshopping off air. Deb Peterson used to be the media kind of celeb, the gossip columnist at the Post-Dispatch. It seems like this woman's job is not as a sports columnist or reporter. So let's just say Deb Peterson covered a Rams playoff loss and said, Coach, hang in there. You had a great year. It was a lot of fun. We had some great stories. Nobody would be upset about it because it's not a sports person. But I think when Schefter said this is an awesome exchange,
I think that's what got sports people.
Yeah, and as if to say we need more of this.
Right.
This is an awesome exchange, and yet it's not really appropriate in that setting, but it doesn't affect any of us in any way.
Yeah.
So Lynn Jones, for the record, is the reporter, journalist and associate editor for the Jacksonville Free Press, focusing on community news, especially for the black community, and recently gained significant attention for her compassionate post-game interaction with Liam Cohen after the Jaguars' playoff loss. She's also a prominent figure in the local NABJ, the National Association of Black Journalists. She's known for covering stories often missed by mainstream media, and she has served as a key voice for the Northeast Florida black community in her career. So that is the background, but it's not like she is a sports reporter. Not saying that everybody needs to. I want to be clear. This apparently is a story that has some on edge. I think this is another example of a social media phenomenon. I think. I don't know. I watched the game. I thought it was a hell of a football game and didn't really have a strong opinion on Lynn Jones. But
no.
That's
well, I've reached out to Calvin as somebody who's a veteran post-game reporter who likes to quiz the local teams.
Coach, how cool was it that it was a Wisconsin player that sank the winning shot?
Well, they're all Wisconsin players.
Yeah, that's why they wear the uniform. I think it's okay to be positive. It probably, if you wanted to do that, maybe tell the coach after his news conference. It's not really the media's place to stand up and spit out takes. We're supposed to be on a kind of a fact-finding mission while we're there, not some place where we're going to get our own opinion out there.
Maybe that's a new thing, though. Instead of when you get called on for a question, give a take. And then say, what say you, Coach?
I texted Papers that audio and I said, is this a reverse grandma? Because the grandma is when you step in it from being almost too negative. I feel this might have been a reverse Francesa when he had Tiki Barber on, and he wasn't as complimentary in the lead up there. In fact, he was a little bit insulting, I would say, and it was Mike Francesa, friend of the show.
But Tiki, are you coming back to football because you miss it, or are you coming back to football because you just had a big failure in broadcasting?
Another bad question. Another bad question.
Or was that I guess it was a question, but a little bit of a statement weaved in. And I'm sure Liam Cohen, I'm sure he was like, that's awfully nice, man, but right now feel about as awful as but it's a nice thought. And again, I don't think it would have been a great media debate if Schefter hadn't said, here's this awesome.
Well, now we are on the receiving end of the criticism, even though I don't think we've really been critical. You guys are dorks.
Oh,
that was cool in a moment of humanity in what's otherwise cutthroat.
Whatever, dude.
That's from the 314.
Well, if you want to give your opinion, you can do that in the story that you do, and that you can write that in your article or do that on your radio or TV show, whatever her affiliation was. That's fine. It's just unusual for a media person to stand up and give their opinion during a news conference where the coach is the one who's supposed to be doing the talking.
With the weather delay and the doubleheader, is it pretty easy to brush this one under the rug and focus all the attention to this weekend?
No, this one ticks me off a little bit.
Okay. Yeah, sometimes it goes haywire. For sure.
Wow, these questions are tough.
I think she was just generally trying to be nice and pick the guy's spirits up. But is that the media's responsibility in that position? Probably not.
No, and in that setting.
When it's over, if she wants to go up with him and shake his hand and say that'd be absolutely fine. That'd be very nice.
Let's see. Brian Henshin, who does cover the Colts, says, I wouldn't put my name on that dumbass text either because it was terrible. Bleach him. That's from Brian Henshin. Jackson will dog on Liv all day long. But he won't say a damn thing about TGL's massing year-over-year ratings decline. And then a thinking emoji. That's from Mr. Licks.
What in the world?
I don't know. I don't know if I could have less interest in two things combined than live golf and then also TGL. Truly. Like,
and TJL's the golf lead?
I would never turn that on. I love golf as much as the next guy. Love playing it. Love watching the sport.
Coward.
I have no interest in TGL. I have maybe even less interest in live golf. It doesn't bother me if they play. If they don't, Brooks Koepka's back or might be back. I don't care.
Treating a pro athlete like your middle school nephew after a CYA basketball game is not journalism. The whole thing was cringe and weird. Doug, that's from Mongo.
I just think the time, that's what people like journalists are saying, is like the timing of it. Like, do that all you want. It's not
I actually,
unprofessional.
now that I'm becoming more aware of this story,
it's a story.
Right, I think it's Adam Schefter's endorsement of it. I think that got it going. Because I think otherwise, I don't think that it would have, because what Gabe's thing that he wrote is, would Adam Schefter himself do that? But
No,
what Adam
seriously.
Schefter does is different than what I gather Lynn Jones does in Jacksonville. I don't know. I mean,
now you could be really snarky and say, well, Schefter did send the Washington GM a story to approve. Remember that whole snafu where he was asking for, I forget the name of the executive with Washington's football team, saying, is this sound right? Like to approve a script, more or less. So that would fall in line with this lady being sort of a cheerleader. So you could make that sarcastic comment. But again, none of us would have heard. It probably would have popped up in this current world, social media. It would have popped up somewhere, haha, look at this. But there wouldn't have been any opining on the extent we saw without him saying this awesome exchange.
Well, so much of new media is opinion driven. The people that come out of nowhere and make something of themselves on a podcast or being a social media influencer or whatever their platform is, they do it with their opinions. And it could be that some of these people now have press credentials to go in places like that, and they still believe they need to give their opinion.
Well, you keep your opinions to yourself.
And
Doug
to your
Vaughn.
homeboys.
That's correct.
And your homeboys.
Email in. We got that Design Air Heating and Cooling email today coming up next here as we have the $10,000 prize coming up. That'll be coming up here in the Mark Hanna Evergreen Wealth Strategies 9 o'clock hour. The morning after at InsideSTL.com. It's TMA 101 ESPN. FanDuel's turning on playoff mode. All customers get a profit boost pack every NFL playoff game day. Each game day during the divisional round, you'll find a pack loaded with multiple profit boosts waiting for you in the app. More boosts means more ways to level up your playoff bets. Pick the matchups you believe in, take your shot on an upset, or build a parlay that fits the moment. Papers, what are you looking at here? This is little Jackie Papers.
Yeah, you're talking about those profit boost packs. One of them is an anytime touchdown score, 25% profit boost.
Yeah.
So Texans Steelers tonight. How about some tight end action? How about Dalton Schultz getting in the end zone
Dalton Schultz
for the
is
Texans?
going in for the Texans.
You boost that up from plus 240 to plus 300. Let's get paid.
There you go. That's little Jackie Papers on Dalton Schultz and the Texans. Then apply your profit boost and go after even bigger payouts while the playoffs keep rolling. So visit FanDuel.com/local and grab your profit boost pack every NFL playoff game day. Must be 21 or older and present in Missouri. Opt-in required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable profit boost tokens. Restrictions apply, including any token expiration and max wager amounts. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Doug, it's the great Jason Alexander Seinfeld singing River of Dreams.
He's quite a song and dance man. And yet this is still better than some of the other music we play.
If you're going after Robin's Sexistential, you're going to have to come through me and Jackson.
Well, that one came to mind immediately.
What year was this? Was this
that Jason Alexander performed?
I mean, this was early in his career. This is post Seinfeld?
No, this was definitely post Seinfeld. He would never be in a situation like this.
It was post Seinfeld?
He
was in commercials like McDonald's before he was.
Why would he be headlining something like this if it was pre-Seinfeld?
I think it's got to be pre-Seinfeld.
Oh, I don't know.
There's no way in hell.
No, I bet it's post.
It's just a gag, isn't it, for some other show?
It's a serious performance. I've seen the video, and it is a serious. I mean, again, serious being a relative term, but it was not done as a parody.
It wasn't.
No.
Oh, I thought it was.
No.
I'm not getting.
But there's commercials he was in before Seinfeld, so I knew he was kind of a singing, dancing.
He was a singing song and dance. Yeah, he's a real actor.
He's a song and dance.
Well, that's why I wondered if it
maybe it is
predated.
I mean, River of Dreams came out in '93. When did Seinfeld debut, Papers?
88, 89. Yeah. So you're right. The math is it would have to be post.
I think it was 90. I think it was the first year.
What, Seinfeld?
Yeah, I think so. Because Julia Louis-Dreyfus was in Seinfeld when she was in Christmas Vacation, which was 89.
Okay.
According to Dale in Grubville, he did that musical number when doing a press tour for the award-winning Shallow Hal. Doug, was that Jack Black and Gwyneth Paltrow?
I don't know who was that.
And she's the daughter of Blythe Danner. You like the name Blythe?
Well, my mother's name was Bly, which is odd. So, yeah, I kind of do like
and
it.
Blythe was in MASH, I think?
Didn't River of Dreams come out in 93?
Yes, I said that earlier, but I know you're on a delay.
Well, then it would have had to.
Podcasting
So it had
now?
to be post Seinfeld, or at least like said post.
Did I?
What?
Said that?
I was looking for the information,
Okay,
so
but-
sometimes I can't hear.
Okay. So once Tim said River Dreams 93, I said, well, then it had to be post.
Okay. Well, then we're in agreement.
So you were right, even though you weren't listening.
That's right. I wasn't listening, despite
But
being.
you hold your head up high.
Yeah, 3 feet
and
away
you
from
keep
all of
doing
you.
Papers.
My bad.
My wife just overheard the return music and now wants a divorce. That's from Steven Time of the
gosh.
Brothers Time.
Fair.
We can't be held liable for such things.
I expect they were on the rocks anyway.
All right, we got the Design Air Heating and Cooling email of the day. We got to catch up as we've done a bunch of super long segments. That's coming up next here on TMA 101 ESPN. Michael's has been family and locally owned for over 30 years. That's Michael with Michael's Flooring. Michael takes great pride in helping and making sure his employees are happy and making a great living. You can go online right now. You can get 3 samples free from Proximity Mills when you go to igotfloored.com. There is a reason that Michael's Flooring has continued to grow through the 31 years. Employees love working for him as they feel like family, and he makes sure they are taken care of, and this then rubs off to the families buying the product as they know they have the best interest of the buyers at heart. They have it all at Michael's Flooring. So if you are working on a project for your home, check it out at igotfloored.com or one of their 3 St. Louis metropolitan area locations. They are in Creve Coeur, they are in Darden Prairie, and they are in St. Peters. It's Michael's Flooring online at igotfloored.com.
Doug, how do you feel about Fire on the Mountain?
Oh, it's okay.
Wow.
Yikes. Not great.
Martin's going to fight you now.
Again, that Shakedown Street, what a tour de force, that whole album.
Love it.
From top to bottom. Start with Shakedown Street, I believe. Fire on the Mountain's in there. I Need a Miracle.
And that was Mike and the Mechanics? Is that right?
That was
Mike and the Mechanics
different. Mike Rutherford, Genesis.
I think so. Paul Carrick? Was Paul Carrick in the Living Years? Is that right? That's an emotional song, Living Years? Am I right on that?
Yes, I remember that song. Yes, I don't know.
Good news. It's time for the Designer Heating and Cooling email of the day. You want brevity, Doug? Fine.
Yes,
what is the point of talking about the Blues every day? Thanks. It's from Mr. Licks.
No.
He might get my vote.
Yeah, that's interesting. Good start.
Hold on, did I just miss it?
I mean, he's got to get Jackson's vote. You know that.
As of right now, I mean,
he's the only one we've heard, so he'd be the logical winner if we were to stop right now.
Someone needs to stop Chairman Kurt Zedong. Free the emails, or did that one Dear Deidre incident permanently downgrade us to PG content only through the filtered file? The tyranny must stop. The oppression must end. Liberty must be restored. And then there's an image of Chairman Kurt and Mao Zedong. Doug, you want to see the image? There it is.
Oh, yeah, with the hair.
Respectfully, the hunchback of Vaughn Castle. Chairman, they are coming after you for the filtered file.
Hunchback?
I mean, you're just doing a thankless job over there.
You know, I kind of feel like that Lynn Jones. I just want to tell the emailers, you're doing a good job. Keep trying.
Yeah. Duval.
This guy's upset because he can't be nasty.
That's what she said. She says, ladies and gentlemen, Duval.
I know. Well, that's their whole thing. But
I know, but why'd you say ladies and gentlemen beforehand?
Good morning, fellas. First of all, thank you for awarding me email of the day, despite what historians will later describe as a down Friday. Now, the accusation. I am not the sewer guy? The sewer guy, for one, is far more punctual. Second, he doesn't type in complete sentences. Third, and most importantly, he would never care this much. Yet here we are. Your continued insistence that I am both a municipal employee and not a woman is fascinating. Bold, even. Like insisting the moon is fake because you once saw it during a commercial break. Let me be clear. I am a real-life female person. I do not own reflective vests. I do not smell like infrastructure. I do not have a drain snake, just the drain. And I have never once uttered the phrase, we're going to have to shut the whole block down. Still, I admire the commitment to the bit. Truly, at this point, it's just funny to me. That's from the Banty Little Hen, verified organic free range, not employed by MSD, Doug, Sharon D.
That's a man. Sharon D.
She just spelled it out, Doug.
Gentlemen.
Well, another successful weekend of claw dogging 12 packs of White Claw and hitting on soccer moms at the YMCA. Not all heroes wear capes, but I do. This Saturday was different, though. Normally, my leering while chest pressing 20 reps at 60 pounds does not pay dividends. The quiet whistles, the snide comments, the hey, how you doing usually yields aggressive movements away from my general vicinity. But oh, Nelly, not this time. Picture this. Way stretched out yoga pants. Rolls with their own rolls. Huffing and sweating on a stationary bike nearby. The bike seat was getting a real workout. She was lucky it was made of American steel. Me. Sup, girl? Her. I'm hungry. It was a match made in dog heaven. Straight to YMCA men's locker room for a slick shower or two, followed by a quickie. Did the other locker patrons appreciate it? No, they didn't. The stares and open mouths said it all. Pure jealousy of the white whale I hooked. Her name, not sure. Her smell seared in my memory. Her reward, vending machine Fritos and a Sprite. Both satisfied for now. Till next time, that's from Bro Fallon.
Bro Fallon.
I like the term claw dogging. I've never heard that one before.
I saw him across the room. He was sobbing uncontrollably, so much so that there was moisture glistening from his month-old peach fuzz mustache.
Oh, boy.
I approached him. I wanted to make him feel better. It's hard to do when you were fresh off a regular season college basketball game where your team scored less points than the other team. I didn't beat around the bush. I told him, Jackie boy,
I'm going to have to edit this on the fly.
Oh, no.
If I had specific lady parts, I could make you feel so much better. But I don't, so I'm going to tell you to take the Bears in the second half, and that will turn that frown upside down. You're welcome. That's from Harold with 2 R's.
Harold with 2 R's. He's new.
If we could just get a clear sign that the blue season isn't going to end in a championship, like signing a core defenseman and having him get injured 90 seconds later. But it has to be really clear because we don't have much else going for us. Sure, Dick Vitale had a great tweet about Jackson getting nicked up in the upstairs bar at Duke's with winning his Bears bet. I guess my point stands that as long as Martin is picking the football games to be aired on television each week, can he get Joni Loves Chachi into a weekday afternoon slot? That would be as big as winning a new HVAC system. That's from Shooter McGavin, the vice president of delayed gratification, which is why I listen to this show every day.
Oh, Shooter McGavin.
Hello, lads. Upon hearing Jackson got into the upstairs bar at Duke's, I again find myself looking for answers. When did Duke's lower its standards to a floppy-haired 8th-string basketballer who berates teenage YMCA referees?
Oh.
Next time Kurt goes to Mexico, can he stay lost so he can get a better filter system? When Doug says things like, perv out, baby, perv out, is he staring into Tim's eyes? Does Martin really believe this show is good enough to last through year 2? I will keep searching. That's from Iggy's crestfallen accountant.
Iggy's crestfallen accountant.
A doctor's knuckles, saltine crackers, the love of journalism, a gentleman named Victor, gumption. Name 5 things that have been inside Doug Vaughn.
Oh.
Thank you. And see you tomorrow. That's from Cucky Karnak.
I didn't like that one. Cucky Karnak.
Today's deep dive into the cesspool that is the TMA STL Reddit page. The subject is none other than that khaki smoke show Douglas Elvin Vaughn. What do the fats and sads of the TMA Reddit page think of the self-proclaimed 70s heartthrob? Overall, the general consensus is he's a national treasure and his quick wit and sharp tongue are universally appreciated. But as the great Lee Corso saying goes, not so fast, my friend. 2 years ago, Remarkable Raisin was a bit surprised Doug is going to have a hair procedure done now.
Remarkable Raisin? What's that?
It's a Reddit user.
Oh.
Figured at this point he'd say screw it, especially now that he's not on TV anymore. And then Bar Third chimed in, people do strange things for money. Doug, did you do that for money?
Well, for lack of money. It was free.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
More recently, Al Bruce pontificates Doug must have been ripped on when he was in high school for being a Mills Brother fan. And last year at 9 p.m. on New Year's Eve.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, time to fire up Reddit.
Outrageous aside posted, Doug thinks Hofer is better than Bitter? Fire Doug into the sun. What a lazy take. F Doug.
I still think he's better than Bitter.
Wow. If you've ever wondered what happens when anonymity meets unchecked confidence, just scroll through a TMA Reddit thread. It's where logic goes to die. Back to you, Steve. Doug, that's Mitch, and he's in Richmond Heights.
Mitch in Richmond Heights.
Hey, saw you at the TMA Live in 2022 in the Boston Market parking lot off 94 in Jungerman Road. You probably don't remember me, but I remember everything. You were the guy loudly offering up your wife's hair to be smelled by Andy Hanselman in Plowboy like it was some kind of raffle prize.
What?
That level of confidence spoke to me. You were wearing a Potter Varley door prize T-shirt that hadn't been washed enough to forget its past, and she was in a Kmart Tasmanian Devil moo-moo.
Oh, hot.
That contrast felt important. We later locked eyes in the bathroom of the abandoned Blockbuster across the street. I think we both knew something was happening, so we held hands by the sinks. I don't normally do that. Fireworks, feelings, my spine buzzed the way it does when Michael Bolton hits the key change in When a Man Loves a Woman. And you can tell he means it so much.
Oh.
I stayed the night at your place. You told me I was basically your stepbrother, and honestly, that it felt like a commitment. Plus, I had just heard Iggy and Plowsy say it's totally fine to sleep with your step-siblings, so I assumed we were operating within accepted norms. In the morning, you sent me off with half your leftover Big Woody burger. I took that as a sign you cared, or at least that you didn't want it anymore. Anyway, if this was you and you felt the same thing I did but got scared or busy or grounded by your wife, please respond. I haven't stopped thinking about you or about you. Misconnection. That's from Vishnu over in Nooning Tree.
Vishnu over in Nooning Tree.
I like the idea that the Blockbuster is abandoned, but they still have functional plumbing.
Hello, Singapore. Also, shout out to the money launderers in Switzerland and the Pogs in Kirkwood. As I continue to get better at teasing, we flash back to May 10th, 2018. Doug was noticeably absent with a bad back, so Tim turned his program into a live QFTA and the show advanced. When the high-usage pervert was asked who was the best lay he's ever had, it wasn't so much his answer of Tony Lima's niece or how he'd left the patio door open so his friends, all dudes, could watch him go for hours with the niece of the 1964 British Open champion golfer, but how he casually humble bragged, I'm not exaggerating when I say there's probably 500 lasses I've slept with. The text inbox was raging, and before long, Iggy was discounting the total. It could have been 300, it could have been 200, I don't know. It should also be mentioned that the program was on a live remote in the parking lot of a private business. As was Frank's show immediately following. So an email today rolled around, you had Iggy getting roasted over his exaggerated body count. Well, Tim asked Frank, don't you love that this is a remote with it blasting out over the parking lot? That's from Buck Swope, DBA The Recess Lady's Breast.
Buck Swope.
He's new?
He's not new.
He's not.
Jackson,
Gold.
you've had a terrible time with the drops from 8:35 to 9:12 today. But you know what? I'm going to tell you congratulations on your success, young man. You hold your head up. You and the guys have had a most magnificent morning. You just hold your head up, okay? Ladies and gentlemen, Jackson Burkett, you keep it going. We got another hour. Thanks. And Anyong, that's from #1 Asian intern Brian Henshin, a.k.a. ASMR Lynn Jones Turpinroar. Swing by my newly launched YouTube channel where I'll do a whisper rendition of that now infamous exchange whilst doing a haircut. Snip, snip, clip, clip, bitches.
Okay. Brian Hinchin.
And finally, morning, I am a headhunter that specializes in finding MCs for inconsequential banquets that make people feel important who otherwise peaked in some JV sport about 30 years ago. Here's the criteria. Able to deliver low-level humor that panders to the room. Local TV personality. Has received an Emmy that they had to pay for while attending an inconsequential banquet. Non-mouth breather. You have the perfect candidate for the biannual Walmart Greeters Guild of the Greater Bon Terre Territories, one Martin Kilcoyne. I can just hear his comedic genius now. Geez, you call yourself greeters when half of you can't even stand up on your own? Anyway, please be at the Catfish Corral Bingo Hall at 2:30 p.m. on Wednesday, February 18th. We need to be done by 4 p.m. because they have Taekwondo. Love me, the need for seed. And that's what we have for the Design Air Heating and Cooling email of the day. A lot got through to the filtered file today, Chairman Kurt, it feels like.
Yeah, we got more through than deleted today.
All right, look at that. Doug, we will put our votes on the secret ballot and announce the winner coming up at 10.
Okay.
55. Time for us to take a break. TMA 101 ESPN.
This is Jackson with a SportsCenter update brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling. The Raptors defeat the 76ers last night in overtime, 116-115. Scotty Barnes with 31 points, 7 rebounds, 8 assists. That was another SportsCenter update brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling, a Daikin heating and air conditioning dealer.
So good. Google me. Oh, you like Google me?
Yes, I did like that. Mm-hmm.
How about that? That was sent to me by a listener.
Yeah, that's good stuff. It's got a
listener's name, Joe Buck. Yeah. So that return music. But Joe said, wait until Monday.
Oh, did he really?
Because he was nervous.
Okay.
And I think probably it was nice to have a pick six for a touchdown to start things off. If you're an Indiana Hoosiers fan, Dante Moore never really got comfortable for the Oregon Duck.
Tough when you start out with a pick six, and then it kind of just goes downhill from there.
Well, I've seen on the mock drafts, a lot of people have a kind of a toss-up between Mendoza and Moore, but that doesn't look like a toss-up to me.
Yeah. I think Mendoza's going to be wearing the silver and black.
I think so.
He just doesn't make mistakes. And for a team that good around him, that's all you need is a guy who doesn't make mistakes.
This morning posted and then sent to me by the non-ling, Pierre LeBrun regarding the Blues. I've been told by other teams that Doug Armstrong has said, I don't care if we make the playoffs or not. We're not beating Colorado in the first round, so I'm still listening on all these guys. There you go. How about that?
Yeah, I would think he would be at this point.
Yeah.
I don't know why you wouldn't be listening, at least listening.
I was operating on the premise that was likely the case. It's just a matter of when it starts up. And I suppose had they carried the momentum from beating Vegas and Montreal and St. Louis over to Chicago and maybe gotten 2 more points out of Utah and Vegas, maybe. But the fact that, A, this team is where they are, and B, Colorado is lurking out there, I don't think that changes any of the arithmetic for Doug Armstrong. So, with that said, it likely is just a matter of time before the pieces start moving around yet again for Blues fans. Your thoughts are welcome. 314-399-9646. Design Air, sponsor of our 10 o'clock hour here on TMA, and the email of the day. Doug, we didn't even get to vote. No. Martin, Chairman, and Jackson voted the same way, so I'll find out who they voted for coming up at 10:55 for another winner on the Design Air Heating and Cooling email today. Tell us about Design Air, if you would.
Well, they didn't get a vote either, but they probably should with the great promotion that they're doing this month with the $10,000 HVAC system for the email of the day winner for January. You can do that at tmastl.com. Design Air has been around since 1904, fixing St. Louis's furnace and air conditioning. I guess they weren't too many air conditioners in 1904. Certainly been doing furnaces for that long. That's 122 years now. Not just another HVAC company, the longest-running sponsor on TMA. That's sweet. Loyalty says a lot. Seth Goldkamp, 4th-generation family member at the top of that company, and they just do fantastic work. You can believe they do honest work. You're never going to be sold something that you don't need. So whether you're dealing with the St. Louis cold or the summer heat, they have got your back with dependable service and no-pressure solutions. Visit designairservice.com. Schedule your service today. Makes good sense to get ahead of it. Your furnace, sooner or later, it's going to need maintenance. Why not get ahead of it and make sure that it doesn't go bad when the weather turns really cold here? Design Air, comfort you can count on since 1904, and one of the most important things, home of the handsome repairman. You don't know who you might get. Perhaps it would even be the dashing Steve.
What about
That's
the bold
Design
and
Air
daring
Service.
Adam?
Oh, well, he is bold and he is daring. And he's the kind of guy you'd want working on your furnace, mister.
Take a break. Come back with more TMA 101 ESPN.
All right. Yeah. 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 Bring it to the loop.
You're doing well here. This is a nice performance.
Good song.
About 10 years of hearing it.
It's TMA 101 ESPN. Design Air Heating and Cooling, sponsor of the 10 o'clock hour here on the show. Tim McKernan, Doug Vaughn, Chairman Kurt slides into the dais, and Martin deals with that onboarding. It's about a 4 year onboarding.
Well, yeah, it's thorough.
And Jackson Burkett is on the ones and the twos. Doug, you can podcast this program, as I know you do, to go over your takes. Schaefer Door Company is the sponsor of the podcast here on 101 ESPN. Brown and Crouppen is the presenting sponsor here of the Morning After, and that goes back a few years, and it's great to have them on board here with the Morning After. They're online at getbc.com, or call 314-222-2222. It's Brown and Crouppen, longtime TMA presenting sponsor, and tomorrow, Jackson, Andy Crouppen is in studio. Is that correct? Andy Crouppen in studio. Tomorrow. And he comes in the 9 o'clock hour, and we're going to have Greg Amsinger on at 8 o'clock to talk about this Cardinal television situation and what MLB TV would be looking like if they are the ones putting on the broadcast. That is still to be determined, despite the Cardinals terminating that agreement. So, with that said, Andy Crouppen of Brown and Crouppen in, and we always have somebody from Brown and Crouppen in on Tuesdays. Why do we do it? Well, because they're local and they want to drive home to the listenership that if you are in a position where you need a personal injury attorney, you're going to want somebody who is local, because they know the legal environment and they can come to you. And that is important, because if you're injured, you need somebody who can come to you. You are in a difficult spot. They want to make it as easy as possible as they can on you. It's Brown and Crouppen, getbc.com, or call 314-222-2222. 314-222-2222. Remember, the choice of lawyer is an important decision. It should not be based solely on advertisements. Doug, Brady Tkachuk is not happy.
Okay.
And he's not happy with the situation surrounding the Ottawa Senators and Linus Ullmark and the time he has taken away from the team, and the story that has captivated many following this on social media. Brady Tkachuk decided, enough's enough. I'm going to say something about it. Take a listen.
Okay, love to hear it.
Yeah, not gonna lie, it's pretty fucking bullshit.
Hey.
I mean, I don't think anybody's pretty happy about a narrative being spread like that. I think it's okay for people to critique our on-ice performance, but when it gets into family, it's pretty fucking bullshit. So, it's embarrassing that it got to the point that it did. And I could tell you for free, I'm not happy about it one bit.
I like that. I can tell you for free. I like that a lot.
Well, not going to cost you.
I like that.
Okay. And for people that don't know, there was a social media rumor, I guess. I don't know how to put it. Social media report that Ullmark had tattled on some of his teammates for what they might have been doing on the road with females who weren't their spouses or girlfriends. The Senators are saying absolutely not true, none of it, completely false, all made up. And so Ullmark has had to step away from the team even for a couple of days. And so, you can see why they would be upset by that.
The recovering alcoholic has been active this morning in the Air Comfort Service text inbox. He says, this is the time now to bring Brady home, because he is furious that Ottawa has gotten to this point.
So mad that he'd want out of there?
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Whatever it takes to get Brady to St. Louis would be fantastic. You'd have to put together quite a big package to land him.
He says, I've offered Brady my wife.
To start.
But on the low, we ain't no Ottawa. Now I'm finishing. The only thing hotter is watching you, Tim, and Welly with my wife.
Oh,
bring
gosh.
Brady home.
Why does it always get back to that?
Give me your fucking feet.
Hey. And Ottawa's not having a good season either. They're about where the Blues are in the Eastern Conference, next to last.
And like the Blues, they found themselves making a charge to get into the playoffs last year. And like the Blues, it's going to require quite a little run in order to. But the best thing that can happen for a team is to have to attend to off-ice rumors regarding fidelity on the road. That usually brings a club together.
I don't know what would bring them apart more than that. Start messing with people's families and their relationships.
Got to leave the wives and the kids out of it.
Yeah. And we don't know that he did anything at all.
No, I was just talking about in general. And,
just in general, yeah.
Right. 314-399-9646. That's how you can text into our program. You're welcome to call in as well. Callier and Thompson phone lines, 314-974-0101. And then we will have the winner of the Design Air Heating and Cooling email today coming up. Then BK and Ferrario at the top of the hour. Doug, you love a good Gallup poll?
Well, if it's run by Gallup.
We have a wonderful Gallup poll with results coming up for you on the other side of our commercial break. And I'm curious if you'll be dialed in with where the voters are on these sports questions. It's coming up on the other side of the break. It's TMA 101 ESPN. about this, Doug?
Well,
Ba-da, 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 ba-da. Ba-da. It's TMA 101 ESPN Papers. What do we have going on here?
That's I Lied to You from the movie Sinners, which should have won Best
Golden Globes take, red alert.
there we go.
Should have won Best Original Song last night. Don't worry. When the real awards come around, the Oscars, it'll win.
Did anybody watch Nikki Glaser last night?
I
did not.
I'm really into.
Didn't really.
I'm into who wins. I like looking at the awards. Obviously, it's part of what I like. I'm passionate about. Actual watching of the award shows are very long, and I don't care to watch them all that much. I watch the Oscars, but that's about it.
I enjoyed her monologue.
Yeah, I need to go back and watch her monologue because I love Nikki Glaser. I need to go back and watch her monologue. But outside of that, no real surprise. It's the Hollywood Foreign Press. She's great. The awards are kind of a sham.
Oh.
Wow, this is Movie Boy talking, too.
Yeah.
But we also heard that a lot of people that vote for Oscars don't actually watch the movies.
Well, we heard that the requirement now is you have to. It's a little concerning that wasn't a requirement beforehand.
How are they going to know whether people did or not?
Guess you won't.
There's some listeners here who would like you to have a requirement to watch Blues games.
To talk about them, I would agree. So I simply don't talk about them. I think then we can all live happily, right?
I don't know. If you look at the Air Comfort Service text inbox, you might not necessarily.
Well, can't win them all.
No, you sure can't. No, you can try, but you can't
win them all.
You guys check out the newest Landman without giving too much away. The plot absolutely devolves in 20 unnecessary, nonsensical directions. Ainsley continues to possibly be the worst character in television history as a 28-year-old teeny bopper. Sam Elliott was on the hornier side of the sad horny scale. And there was a Libby Jack composite character. That's Carlos Spicy Wiener. I have not seen said sewed.
Oh,
you've seen it?
One for the
And you
history
know
books.
the Libby Jack composite character?
Totally untrue and incorrect about me. But yes, I know what he's referring to. A very, very heavy-handed look at the disparaging or the distance between some people socially and culturally, done in only a way that Taylor Sheridan can. With a heavy hand.
I like that. That's also from Movie Boy. You know, I've been trying to groom my wife on lesbianism for 2 decades now. And I said to her last night while we were watching Sam Elliott in a pool, I said...
That's how you got there? Yeah. Just sitting there in a pool.
I said, hey, let me ask you this. Who would you rather make out with, that Allie Larder or Demi Moore? Who do you think she said?
I don't know.
Probably Allie Larder.
She did.
Yeah.
And then I said, okay, let me ask you this. Who would you rather make out with, that Allie Larder or who's the 28-year-old that plays this?
I can't remember her name. Okay. I can't imagine.
Michelle Randolph.
Thank you, Chairman. What do you think she said there?
Still Allie Larder.
That's correct.
Yeah.
You in my bedroom, bro?
No, not in your bedroom.
What are you doing in his boudoir?
Thank you.
Yeah. I get it. But was she answering this with a lot of conviction and vigor, or was it I'll answer it so this guy will shut up?
So Allie Larder is always really brandy for Billy Bob Thornton?
Usually when she's asking for money.
That's right. We call these central corridor marriages.
Yeah.
And she goes, what is the deal with her acting like she's really turned on by him?
Mm-hmm.
And I go, okay, let me ask you this. Billy Bob Thornton or Allie Larder, because that way I can find out if I'm really...
Oh, Lord.
She goes, I don't know. So that doesn't really set that there's an enthusiasm for this Allie Larder proposition that I'm trying to get passed through Congress.
I'm not so sure that Billy Bob Thornton is smoking the fake cigarettes during
He's
those.
just really getting after
I
it?
think he might really enjoy a pack. So...
Well, God bless,
Sure. Sean Penn just lit up one at the table last night. Loved it.
Did he really?
Yeah, Sean Penn. He'll smoke anywhere.
No smoking room, no doubt.
No, absolutely.
What's this Libby Jack
California?
composite character?
You'll have to watch the show. I'm not going to.
You're not in the business of spoiling?
Like I said, Taylor Sheridan trying to show the difference in cultures some people might have, and does it in maybe not the most nuanced way.
This guy's going after Taylor Sheridan, Doug. Well, we're not going to let it happen on this program. Not when we have a Gallup poll to get to. The Athletic just releasing the Gallup poll on college football television personalities, broadcast teams, and networks. All right, let's see if you are dialed in, then also get your preferences as well. Which network do you prefer for national game broadcasts? Of course, they're all involved at this point, including the CW, the home of Live Golf. ESPN, ABC, CBS, Fox, NBC, TNT, or the CW. Let's take the CW out because I know that's where you would go first. Do you have a favorite broadcast?
I don't really have a favorite. They're all so good and so professional that I can enjoy the game regardless of who's calling the games.
ESPN, ABC got 63.4% of the vote, finishing second. CBS at 15%. Looks like the Gus Johnson fad might have come to an end. And I have to tell you, I don't mind that. It's nothing personal against him. I just think the yelling thing is kind of something we all have the ability to do. And maybe it was the Indiana-Penn State call that ended.
Hold on.
Jackson's calling it up down here.
YouTube with these ads, man.
It sucks.
I get
when
premium?
Yeah, you should have a premium. Why don't you have a premium account there,
I
Papers?
should. I use YouTube so much.
I would assume
What's
you do.
What's the monthly rate on
I
that?
pay $17.99.
Not bad. Here's the Johnson.
Mendoza in trouble. It's out. Touchdown! Wow! A Rocco play. Unbelievable. Give him the Heisman Trophy now.
Not great.
Yeah, that's a little much. I guess if I had to pick a favorite, it'd be Chris Fowler and Kirk Herbstreit working together.
Well, you're going to get to answer that question coming up. What is your favorite network, conference network for games? The three chosen: Big Ten Network, SEC Network, ACC Network. Big Ten Network got 47.2%. SEC Network 39.4%. ACC Network 13.3%. Now, here you go, Doug. Announcers, your favorite broadcast team. Fowler and Herbstreit and Holly Rowe are number one, getting nearly a third of the votes.
Really?
Who do you think is second?
Oh, brother. Sean McDonough.
Yes. Greg McElroy and Molly McGrath. I think
they're very good.
Joe Buck, when he was on with us last week, was it Thursday, Friday? He was talking about how much he appreciates Sean McDonough. I feel like he's been around for a long time.
Yes, yeah.
But his work as a college football broadcaster in particular, I think recently has gotten him greater appreciation for a younger generation. And I also do think McElroy does a hell of a job.
Can I play Sean McDonough's call, that pick six to start the game?
Sure.
That was really good.
And the IU fans making it difficult for Moore and Oregon right out of the gate. DeArmond Jr. is the running back. The quick pass is intercepted. It's going to be run in for an Indiana touchdown. D'Angelo Pons on the first play of the game.
Finishing third, Brad Nessler, Gary Danielson, and Jenny Dell. Tom Hart, Jordan Rogers, and Cole Kubik. I really think they do a great job in a major way, and it's got nothing to do with the fact that Tom comes on the show, and I guess we're peers from the University of Missouri, because if anything, I think Cole Kubik is kind of the secret weapon in there, but Tom's sense of humor and the chemistry he has with Jordan Rogers, they were down the list, but everybody's kind of, once you get past the top three, it drops off precipitously. All right, who is your favorite college football television analyst, broadcast or studio? Who do you think has that?
Probably McAfee.
No.
Herbstreit?
Yes. Second is Saban at 13.1%. Herbstreit got 24.2%. Joel Klatt gets third.
I guess McAfee doesn't really do games, though. But I do like it when he stands up on the table, starts screaming to the crowd out there on the game day broadcast.
Well, how about this, though? How do you feel about Pat McAfee on College Game Day? I like him, 31.6%. I don't like him, 49.5%.
Really?
No opinion, 18.9%.
Huh.
I have to tell you, I'm surprised by that.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I mean, just the kicking segment that he brings to the show alone, I think.
That he bankrolls.
Yeah, elevates it to a major extent.
Where did this poll come from?
The Athletic.
Gotcha.
Is he just a little too much in your face for some people, you think?
Yeah, I think it's a little bit of some people might view it as like a look at me kind of thing with McAfee. I don't see it that way. I think the best part of game day is the energy, and he obviously brings energy. Like, it's a noticeable difference in college game day when they do it on campus in the middle of it versus doing it in a stadium with either no one around or even fans there. It doesn't have the same energy, and I think he brings a great amount of that energy.
Now, with that established, the show has been absurdly successful, and it was well before he appeared. What is he, in his third year, I think?
Yeah.
And the energy on campus is absolutely critical to it. How do you feel about Nick Saban on College Game Day? 73% like it. Whereas McAfee was at 31.6%. Don't like it, finished third, 13.3%. No opinion, 13.7%. I think he is outstanding for what I like. Now, I realize I'm a hardcore college football fan, and I love his analysis. I think if you're the casual fan, like if you're my kids, you love McAfee screaming and doing the whole thing because they don't know what the hell's going on. They couldn't be, interested in Saban going, okay, take a look at what the guard does here when he pulled, But Saban's analysis is outstanding. And then Jackson, we're both big noon kickoff guys.
Right, yeah. Brady Quinn and other members of the 2005 college football American team.
Do you prefer ESPN's College Game Day or Fox's Big Noon Kickoff? College Game Day gets 83.6% of the vote.
Mm-hmm. The other one kind of looks like a ripoff of College Game Day because it's so similar.
Yeah.
The setup and everything.
Do you believe television networks are biased towards certain conferences? Doug, what do you think?
Well, sure. The conferences that deliver big ratings and have the best teams, I would say, yeah, they are biased towards them.
86.8% say yes. And I would say at this point the answer is clearly yes. I don't know if I would necessarily call it bias so much as business because they're in business together, and that's, to me, different than bias. But I suppose if you're passing off facts that might not necessarily be accurate or opinion that might not necessarily be your real opinion because you're in business with it, then whatever you would want to call that, then it's like if our show's like, oh, we got to say that the Blues played well on Saturday night against Vegas because we're the Blues flagship, that'd be a problem.
Right.
Now there hasn't been a soul in the 4 years that we've been at Hubbard that has ever said anything like that. I mean, not even like a split second where I was like, hold on, never. But I mean, ESPN is essentially in business with the SEC, and Fox and CBS are in business at this moment with the Big Ten. That's a reality. Do you believe TV networks play an active role in driving college football playoff selections or expansion? 82.5% of voters said yes. I would say that also would fall more into the obviously because they're going to make more money if there are more games.
Right. Yeah, that seems like a question that's kind of not leading in any way, but like, do you expect people to not answer yes to that? I'd be surprised.
This kind of speaks to the age of these people who are answering the polls. What form of TV do you typically use to watch college football? The winner, YouTube TV. 38.4% of the vote. How about that?
Really?
Kind of surprising given the McAfee split. I would figure younger people more into McAfee on there, but also older people or younger people using YouTube TV more. I don't know.
Did they ask about Portnoy on Big Noon Kickoff?
I do not see that yet.
How about more Stanford Steve on College Game Day? Because I'm in that camp.
Stanford Steve Lemming.
Yeah.
Myself. Have you watched a football game on the CW or TNT this season? Yes, both. 34.6%. No, 29.9%. Have you paid for a streaming-only service like ESPN Plus or Peacock to watch college football? Only a third said yes. How about that? How many hours of college football do you typically watch on a Saturday? 4 to 8 hours, 56.4%. 8 to 12 hours, 28 or 20.8%.
12 hours?
Yeah. Shout out to those Kings.
Shout out to those Kings.
Awards work there. Clocking in.
That's a lot of football. 12 hours?
Well, so if Missouri plays, there's 4 hours right there for me, and then I'm probably watching some beforehand or after. So, yeah, in the 4 to 8 is where I would be.
And you got to get right with some Mountain West action there late night.
Oh, do you?
How do you feel about the increase in Friday night college football? This is Jackson Burkett.
Yeah.
This is his moment.
Yeah. More.
35.8% like it. 40.1% don't like it. No opinion, 24.1%.
People just don't see the vision, man. I would say if you don't like it, it's just because you don't like college football, right? What's not to like about another game?
That's what I'm saying. And Friday night, there's like...
Well, no, it's not like a game is added. It's that it's on Friday as opposed to Saturday.
Right. But there's obviously, there's too many cooks in the kitchen on Saturday. There's probably a couple great games that you just miss out because they're either buried or...
So you're just to play the hand out, because I know you are passionate about this.
Yes.
You would schedule these in advance of the season.
I think you could do a 4-week flex, a month-long flex. Yeah, I think that's a fair number. A month-long flex, games that aren't necessarily marquee games, premier games in conferences, but are close, and you think could be tight ball games. I'm thinking in years past, not necessarily this year, but years past, a Tennessee Ole Miss game. That would be a pretty good game if it wasn't in the mix of a ton of great games. You put that on a Friday night, let it get all the attention, and I think that would benefit the viewership, and I think it would be just fun to have more
real
Friday
travel
night
situation
games.
then.
Oh, yeah. What about the thousands of people that make hotel reservations sometimes a year in advance?
I already booked the Ritz-Carlton at Columbia.
Yeah,
I know,
but now they changed it and you can't get one for Friday.
Okay, but how many times are TV contracts come into play and screw people in that way as well? Like, TV money is bigger than the ticket gate. So if you're prioritizing,
but you're just going to alienate a lot of your fans.
Some people can't make. If you're going to a game Saturday, don't you have a hotel room Friday? Maybe not.
Maybe not. Not if you're from St. Louis and you're going to
Columbia. Some people, though. For some, I'm not saying all, but some people would already have a Friday night reservation. And again, I'm giving you.
You'd have people
4
that
weeks.
would really be out of. You'd really be out of luck if you got a reservation for Saturday night that you got a year ago, and then 4 weeks before that they change it, and you go, oh gosh, and then you try to scramble to get a room.
80,000 people sit in the football stadium, and 5 million will watch it on television.
Go out and try to meet women on Friday nights, you pale virgin. Get out from behind a TV screen.
I'm big tough and he is frustrated.
Yeah, it's rational. I'm looking for more games to be on at the bar on Friday nights. That's what I'm looking for. I'm actually looking out for local establishments like bars and restaurants.
I wouldn't mind a Friday night game, but I don't think you can change the schedule, change days in the schedule during the season. That causes too many people problems.
As of 2 years ago, they did it all the time, 1 week in advance. I'm giving you 4 weeks. I'm out here representing not only for the people, but for the local establishments.
They change the day that you're playing?
They would flex out games. They would change times. Maybe not days, but they would change times.
Time is different.
Oh, well, that's where the buck stops for you. It's time.
If a game starts at
Father
11,
time over here.
If a game starts at 11 instead of 3, that's not going to change my day. But if it starts a whole different day, that certainly would.
Well, days, hours, that's all relative.
The entire rural South has generations-long tradition of going to high school football games on Friday night.
Give me a break.
Let's not open this can back up, Jackie. That's from Steven.
Give me a break about the high school football thing. That's the lamest excuse of them all.
Would you say that in Texas?
Doug's excuse. Okay, but again, we're talking about one state versus 49 others. We're talking about 80,000 people in the stadium versus 10 million possibly could be watching on television. What are we talking about? The high school thing, I get it for some areas of the South, but generally speaking, a high school football game shouldn't trump a college football game, a premier college football game.
It would if one of your kids was involved in it.
We could play out any hypothetical scenario that would get in anyone's ass. Like, I just don't get
television, it means more money.
Right.
But it's not, it can't always be about more money, TV.
Sure seems like
it. There's culture involved. And for a big chunks of the country, Friday night culturally means high school football.
Okay. All right. So we shouldn't have any sports on Fridays in the fall. No sports. Hear that? No more hockey games. Sorry, you can't have a hockey game on Friday. They play high school hockey on Friday nights.
Jackson's going to fight you, man.
He's really upset by this.
Just so you know.
I'm not against a game on a Friday night. I'd kind of be against changing the schedule, even if it's 4 weeks out, because I think that would affect a lot of people.
That is a fair criticism of my take. The high school football thing I find to be a little ludicrous.
Well, yeah, if you're not into it, if you're not into high school football, then it seems like a foolish take. But if it was really an important thing to you and your state and your community and everything, then it would be.
Sure.
Hey, we got the winner of the Design Air Heating and Cooling email today coming up on the other side of the break. BK and Ferrario at the top of the hour. It's TMA 101 ESPN.
This is Jackson with a Sports Center update, and that's brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling. This just in, Sam Levitt, former Arizona State quarterback, is committed to LSU, and Lane Kiffin, so quarterback Sam Levitt, to his third school, LSU. That was another Sports Center update brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling, a Daikin heating and air conditioning dealer.
Man, have you or your family seen a change and you're not quite yourself anymore? Struggling to focus, no energy for the people you love? Put it this way, if your bedroom could talk, wouldn't have anything to brag about. Could be you're getting older, work stress, or the undeniable fact that we've all become our kids' personal unpaid Uber drivers. It could also be your testosterone calling it quits and you never got the memo. So check out Mentality. Whether it's low energy, weight gain, or just that feeling that something's off, Mentality can help you out. So stop being tired of being tired. Get back to being the guy you used to be. Visit mentalityhealth.com and reserve your spot today. I've been out there. I got tested. It's very easy. You're in and out within 20 minutes. It's Mentality online at mentalityhealth.com. Jackson, you've got the winner of today's Design Air Heating and Cooling email of the day. Doug and I didn't even get a chance to vote.
No.
You and Martin and Chairman Kurt voted, and your 3 votes carried the day. I don't know who it is. Who do we have?
Mitch in Richmond Heights.
Mitch in Richmond Heights has won the Design Air Heating and Cooling email of the day. BK and Ferrario are up next. For Jackson Burkett, Chairman Kurt, Martin Kilcoyne, my brother Kevin, Douglas Elvin, and Tim McKernan, this has been the Morning After, presented to you by Brown and Crouppen on 101 ESPN and the TMA STL YouTube channel.